box.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Dark Council Book Club. With me, the freelancer, and Jake, joined again to discuss our monthly book for February. We are doing the Dark Disciple book today.
It's good. If you haven't read it, you still got time.
Yep.
Just don't listen to this.
Yeah, just
go read the book.
Go wait for the VOD. Go wait for the VOD to go out.
But don't actually listen to this, but mute it. So that way we still get, interaction.
Yeah.
And then when you're done with the book, come back and actually listen to it. Listen to it twice just to make up for being late.
Yeah, we did our story of Quinlan Voss, one of our two main characters of this story, yesterday for the podcast, as well as did our got another new series running around for Saturdays on the every other Saturday, I should say. We do Star Wars gaming on right now we are doing a playthrough of The Force Unleashed. But we arduously suffered that one. That was a rough one, but
yeah. Hey, it's not your fault. That boss is awful.
Absolutely horrendous.
The worst one of the whole game. I would dare say the series. That boss sucks eggs, dude.
Absolutely just awful. But we are going to go ahead and kind of go in first with this one, kind of similar to how we did the Rogue Squadron book that we did last month. Kind of try to tackle this one with more split focus on the different parts, kind of dissect the book overall.
Yep, works for me. It's a good book to do it on.
Because again, unlike the Thrall book, this was one that we very much can just go through and digest the overall rather than pick apart its individual pieces.
Yes.
So,
I mean, we could pick it apart if we wanted to.
We could, but we don't have to. Because last time we did that, we were here for like 5 hours.
Yeah. It was a good time, though.
It was a good time. Again, that was like 5 hours that we blew through just to do that. That was crazy.
Yup.
So we're gonna go ahead. So I guess characters are the first thing to do here.
Okay.
So obviously our main two characters for this story are Quinlan Voss, a Jedi Master with a special ability known as psychometry, which lets you peer into the history of an object that allows you to kind of peer into the people who like held it and carried it, kind of deal.
Yep.
Get the feelings, the history, and events of everything.
Not psychomancy.
Not psychomancy. That is not what this is.
Correct.
When
I first heard it, I was like, "Oh, psychomancy, like psychomantis," and then he touched on it, and I was like, "Oh, no, not like that."
Yeah, no, not like that at all.
Not even a little bit, dude.
Not even a little. So, we have Quinlan Voss. The other of our two big main characters for this one is Asajj Ventress, who plays a pretty pivotal role, especially later on in the book. She's got a big part throughout the later parts of this. So
I dare say she has the best parts in this.
You think so?
I do.
So I know for those I don't need much to introduce her here, because again, if we're looking at it right, then we've got the episode that pretty much gives her whole story. We've got an episode on her. We don't need to go into too much on her because we've already done so.
Yep.
She is a to get the over under regardless though. She's a former nightsister. Was the former dark assassin of Count Dooku.
Perhaps even a dark disciple.
A dark disciple indeed. A former dark disciple, but a dark disciple nonetheless.
Maybe a dark disciple, maybe?
She
they put their force powers together, maybe?
And then the two of them...
Unless.
And then the two of them are pretty much the main focus throughout the... From pretty much the... I think it's like the 4th chapter onward is where they are pretty much at the forefront of this whole book.
Yes. Before that, it was just Voss.
It was just Voss and Obi-Wan. Because the book actually opens off with a scene that's kind of more just a... here's this thing that kind of forces the Jedi Council to do a thing.
Yep. They have to do the thing.
Which, this being a story set in the Clone Wars, who other our antagonists would be other than the Earl Count Dooku of Sereno?
Yo, that dude?
Yeah, that dude. He's not a great dude.
He's easily hateable, which is a really good thing you want in a villain.
Mm-hmm.
You really want them to be easily hateable, or you want them to be sympathetic. Those are the two choices of good villain.
Yeah. And in Dooku's case, very much a love to hate kind of guy.
Dooku would kick puppies.
Dooku 100% would kick puppies.
He would kick puppies because it's fun and not because it serves an agenda.
What's worse is he's the one, he's the type of person who would go out and go into, like, political venues and, like, go on, basically be put on procession, do the whole, like, big political speeches, grand ceremonies, kissing babies, and then throws a monkey wrench in when people see him behind the scenes, and they see him absolutely like mass
Force lightning hamsters.
Force lightning hamsters.
Dude, it's like a microwave.
They just pop.
Ugh.
It's a meaty, bloody pop.
Ugh.
It's like a fucking chippy pop.
Oh no!
That's awful.
How could you do this to me?
Because you brought it up.
Oh, I'm the monster. It was me.
You are in fact the one who made this sandwich.
Oh no. I don't want to eat it though. I like how you made the sandwich is the new you made your bed, now lie in it. Brother,
Right.
You made the sandwich.
It's fucking great. It's so silly and it's so good.
So silly. Fucking love it.
So obviously that's obviously our main antagonist for this is Dooku. Some of our more supporting cast for this one is easier to define. Most notably we have Obi-Wan Kenobi and some of the big players in the Jedi Council, Yoda, Mace Windu. Then of course we have Quinlan Voss's companion, one of his best friends from the Jedi Temple, Akar Deshu.
He's cool. I like him.
I think there's one or two others that kind of pop up as well.
It's okay, so the other ones pop up, but they pop up for like a little bit, just like, hey, how's it going? And then that's it.
Yeah.
Dash is the one who is like, yo, no, he's my friend.
It's really like Dash, Obi-Wan, Yoda, and Windu.
Yeah. Yeah, because
even Anakin really doesn't do a whole lot in this one.
Not until like
the end,
very end,
like the last like 5 chapters.
And then he do be doing things.
Then he do in fact do things.
He do be do.
Of course, so for those, that's pretty much our character lineup. We've got the setting for this one, of course, being a Clone Wars era story, but on the later end of the Clone Wars is when this one takes place, because we're literally looking like just that last year, or like that last half year before the Clone Wars ends, is when this takes place.
Yup.
19 BBY is the time frame when this takes place. Hiccups.
Uh-oh.
Goddamn hiccups.
Poor timing for hiccups.
Yeah. I mean, it's funnier because I get I tend to actually end up with hiccups just randomly in the middle of a stream.
It's true. It's the nerves, I think.
I wager it is that, or it's like I don't know. But this one takes place sometime around 19 BBY, when we are literally at the cusp of finishing the Clone Wars. Like, the Clone Wars are almost over, when that last hurdle of the Outer Rim sieges pretty much are nearing towards that point. This is also just before, I want to say this is before the lost episodes occur in Clone Wars. So we're looking around the time like 5th season, yes. Clone Wars, because this is after Ahsoka.
Yeah, this is
after 5th season, before final season.
The author had like a little note from the end of the book where she was like, "Hey, I'm glad we could do this in this form as opposed to never, because the video, the episodes that it was going to be in never aired."
Yeah, that's right. They never actually got to doing this as part of a series, essentially. Yeah. Never got to actually
the Dark Disciple saga.
There you
go. Those episodes never aired, so she's like, I was really happy we could do it this way.
Yes, there's a lot of those that I feel like just kind of ended up being put in through. I think that's another reason why Filoni does what he does when he just completely upends a story's canon, because it was just all part of his scripts anyway. I think for the most part, most of his work is just from scripts that he never worked on properly, which is why we got, like, the Dooku novel upended for Tales of the Jedi, and why Ahsoka's story got upended for Tales of the Jedi.
How dare they do that?
Indeed, how dare.
I can't believe
they've done this.
I actually super can believe Disney did this.
We 100% believe Disney would do this.
Oh, man. Disney's at it again, making me mad.
And we were just talking about how they made us mad last night.
We talk about how Disney makes us mad every time.
When we talk about Star Wars in general, there's just this there is this unsettling grudge between us and Disney. Like, we have this, like, I try to give a lot of the newer content a lot of benefit of the doubt bullshit. There are times even I just have to be, like, looking at the older material, being like, why couldn't this?
Yeah.
Why not this?
Remember, kill your heroes. Destroy the past.
Kill it if you have to.
Kill it if you have to. Fuck, die, Disney. Die, Disney.
Fucking...
Here's the weirdest part, right? I'm pretty sure actual Walt Disney, that piece of shit himself, is rolling in his grave being like, you guys are throwing away money. Please stop.
You look at how you look at how they've been doing stuff. Yeah, pretty much. Essentially, if you look at everything Marvel right now, it's rough. It's a rough place to be.
Like, Everyone's
Pretty
like,
much
oh, well,
the
Disney was such a
only-
good artist. No, Disney himself never, I don't think he ever actually drew.
He never
anything.
made anything.
He was a business guy.
He was a
Who
businessman.
took the talent and was like, yes, this is how we do it. We get good talent.
He was a man of showbiz.
Yeah.
And he knew what he was doing back then.
Yeah, he knew he was being a piece of shit back then. And he was like, that's how business is done. That's business, baby.
And then all this other...
Don't break their hands. They need those to work.
Yep.
Actual words from a sociopath.
Actual words from a sociopath.
Who sent Pinkertons to stop an art union.
Actually fucking insane.
And I will bring that story up every fucking time. Every time.
Every time.
Because Walt is a monster.
It's fucking insane, dude.
Well,
But,
that's dead, so we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, neither does Disney. Which
Nope.
I guess they clearly didn't care in the first place.
Oh, no. Why would they?
So
They already have all the money. They don't need to make more. Now they're just trying their best to appease the masses with generic slop.
slop. More slop.
Slop that I still fucking... Watched TV again last night. Saw the Snow White
You saw more
trailer
of that
again.
fucking
I saw
trailer.
the Snow White trailer again. Oh, it's so bad, dude.
Yeah, we were talking about this at the end of the last talking about this at the end of the podcast yesterday. So yeah. So
Oh, it's so bad. No redeeming qualities.
So, I guess we can try to look at our plot premise for this book. Because this one's pretty straightforward in what the plot's initial premise was. So, the overarching story here is a group of aliens that were supporting the Republic after basically denying support to the Separatists. Got absolutely freaking smoked. And the Republic saw the recordings of this battle being broadcast. And then they decided, alright, we need to just kill Dooku. We're tired of this. Yep. We're tired of this nonsense. This man's he's gotta go.
If he doesn't go, millions, if not billions of more lives will be lost. He has to go. It's his fault.
This war ends when he dies, is their logic here. Which is not at all the fucking truth.
No! Because Yoda had it right the first time. Always two there are.
A master and an apprentice.
And everyone's like, it's Dooku! He did it! He's the one! Like,
he's that motherfucker.
No one listens to Yoda, dude.
No one listens to Yoda.
For being the head of the council, he gets ignored a lot.
He does. Even when his advice makes absolute perfect sense.
Yeah, or he's 100% undoubtedly just right.
Mm-hmm. These are, in fact, the same things here.
Oh my god. I don't think Yoda's ever been wrong. In the media I've seen, Yoda has never been
You
wrong.
haven't seen the Ahsoka trial, then. You haven't seen
No.
Ahsoka's trial. Because Yoda's one of the 5 people who, alongside Windu, absolutely guns to get her ass out.
That is rough.
All because Windu's the loudest voice fucking saying it. She did it. We can't have her in the order when this trial goes down. It looks bad for us.
Yup, it looks terrible. Meanwhile, a few years later...
Is the only fucker still alive.
Kill that man. Kill that man in his sleep. Assassinate him. What should we do, Wackus Bonkus? He says to everyone in the council, and the council unanimously agrees, kill him.
Two more fuck because part of the Ahsoka trial does partly play into some of the lore here, because this of course happens after Ahsoka's trial, and part of this is why Ventress in this one actually has a bit of a change up in her appearance. 'Cause
It's the time skip.
It's the time skip. And for her, this is the first real change for her visually outside like a new outfit change. Because while she changes outfits a fair few times later on throughout the Clone Wars, this is probably the first that is any real like major change in her appearance, because she now has hair.
I mean, the way I say it's not even a change in her appearance, it's a change in her attitude.
Oh, definitely a change in attitude.
She grows hair, and that means, her loyalties have changed.
She has grown hair, and she has become more of an... She's become more of an almost... I'd almost say an outgoing person. She has managed to reach out more to people rather than just completely throw them to the wayside.
Yes, she is no longer using people as a means for power.
In this case, she is using them as a means for credits.
Yes. And everyone knows money is power.
Money is, in fact, power in the galaxy. How do you think Palpatine could fund such a absurd project like the Death Star? He had to seize the banks.
He had to seize the means of production.
He did, in fact. That's one of the lost episodes. I don't know if you remember that one, but one of the lost episodes storylines was how Palpatine basically takes over the banking clan.
I mean, it makes sense.
And it's all because the Separatists decided to invade and then force a Republic counteroffensive in order to take over Scipio.
I mean, it makes sense. If you want to be Galactic Emperor,
which is also kind of where you see Dooku being a lot more cold-hearted with his subordinates, because like they send Padme and a Separatist senator there, and Dooku has the Separatist senator fucking murked because the senator is just like, Duke, Count, what's going on here? This isn't how this should go. There's procedures and just dead.
Procedure D's nuts, dude.
Procedures do not apply to one who does not fucking care. Procedure.
We do not care.
We do not care. And I think it's even more. I think it's even more ironic considering when we see Dooku at the middle, in like the middle of the story here. The man is being like honored for a big humanitarian like prize.
Yeah.
The most unhumanitarian person ever.
Literally after like the opening sequence where he murders children and whole families in a mass genocide as they're trying to escape the planet he's genociding.
Humanitarian awards. What is this shit? North Korea?
Yes. Did you see all the medals he has?
I mean, that man fucking the suit he's riding around in. Fucking goddamn, dude. Absolutely just insane.
The worst kind of guy.
The worst individual.
It makes it really easy to hate Dooku because he's a piece of shit.
It's fucked because when you look at Dooku's past, you really want to try to connect to him and make him more of a better individual. But when you see what he becomes, you're like, wow, this really took a Hitler trip, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Bro really got the Hitler stick hard. It's fucked. It's actually really fucked. Because, like I said, the whole story opens off with that whole massacre that we mentioned before. Jedi Council mentioned bring up the whole idea that Dooku's gotta die. And then they come about the notion of who is basically gonna be our martyr for this assassination attempt. Because that's effectively what it was. Who's gonna be the martyr for this assassination attempt? Because nobody else was willing to go through with it.
Yeah. Who's going to kill Dooku?
And
in
Kenobi,
turn probably fall. Like who's gonna be that guy?
and Kenobi brings up a candidate that he believes fits in his old companion and fellow Jedi Master Quinlan Voss, who at that point was on a mission undercover deep within the underworld of Coruscant. And we get kind of a neat little interaction and action sequence there where he in a car who shows up to try to meet him in the middle of the job, basically
In the middle of a sting operation.
In the middle of a sting operation, in the middle of a stakeout, he comes out of nowhere and tries to reach out to Quinlan, basically breaking his entire cover. He's just like, "Oh, you were supposed to wait." And he's like, "All right, I guess we're doing it this way," and then fucking throws down with the entire establishment.
Dude, I like the idea that he was like, "Huh, your name's Blue, huh? How many different words are there for blue?" And the droid goes, at least like 100. No, like in every language. And can you tell me all of them? You know what? That droid, one of my favorite droids now. He's just like, not like this. You don't have to listen to him, Blue. Oh, thank the maker. Dope. Just fucking cool.
Absolutely hilarious.
I love that guy.
And it's just one of those, like, it's one of the, like, it's one of those things you don't really get to see a whole lot outside of, like, odd little side episodes in, like, Rebels or Clone Wars. You don't get to see those kinds of action and interaction with people. It's one of those, like, really makes you feel more interested when they do these more. And I think that's also a big reason why Voss jumps in on this, is because Voss is the type of person who does not want to be openly involved with the war itself.
No.
He was more prioritized in the general public safety of everybody in the galaxy. He wanted to deal with the more underlying threats of criminals and gangs.
Yeah, he wanted to protect people.
He wanted to planets. It's kind of that he's very much that Jedi. I almost want to say he's that perfect example of a Jedi Guardian or a Jedi Sentinel in terms of like what their whole deal was. Because remember, the Sentinels were supposed to be like the actual like paragons, the paragons and people who were willing to fight, but were more open to utilizing their other skills to help others.
Yes.
And the Guardians obviously being protectors and enforcers of peace. Like, they were more or less the combative arm of the Jedi when you look at it. And I think Quinlan kind of embodies both of those perfectly, where he is almost this almost perfect example of a man who is more than willing to get his hands dirty in a fight, but still wants to do the best for everybody while playing to the Jedi's tenets. And being actually true to those tenets. Because he doesn't fucking care about... He's not here just for the Republic. He's here for the Jedi. He's here for the people of the galaxy, as the Jedi should be. They're not here to play one... Jedi should have never been playing one side in that war. That was a forced...
They should have been playing almost any side in that war.
They were involved. They were forced to be caught between a rock and a hard place really bad. And that's kind of just the unfortunate state of the Jedi ever since, really, the Mandalorian Wars. So it's about the Mandalorian Wars, or even the Great Hyperspace War, I think, is where that sort of history of the Jedi kind of having to adhere to either their tenets or being forced to get involved with the greater politics of the galaxy. Like, they really do get strong-armed into that mess more often than they should. It's fucked. I'm not the hugest fan of how they do things, especially with the modern Jedi, but
Yeah.
that's again why I like the odd players in the game, like Quinlan Voss, Plo Koon, those
Yeah.
who are willing to adhere to the Jedi's tenets, but are also willing to more or less dive in on the over under for they're willing to get involved in the greater galaxy, but they are not really here to not really the worst individuals of the order. They're that perfect balance. They're also the more unorthodox when it comes to how they act in comparison to your normal uniform Jedi.
Yeah.
They are how I always believe the Jedi should be in terms of like their perceived notion. Because I think it's one of those is like the worst examples of the Jedi are Luminara, Mace Windu, freaking there's another one that really got under my skin at one point.
Shakti.
No, Shakti doesn't have enough really going for her to be like that. I've never had much of a
The
problem
guy from
with
Force Unleashed, he gets under your skin.
We're not talking about him. We're not talking about him. He gets under my skin for different reasons. He's gotten under my skin for entirely different reasons.
Understandable.
Shit. There's another one. When I freaking... Oh, fucking hell. I'll fucking remember it at some point. I'll fucking remember it at some point later. But yeah, no, it's the Jedi reach out to Quinlan while he's in the middle of a job. His buddy Akar Deshu, who is commonly referred to as Dash throughout the story.
Yep.
Dash shows up
cool
and
like that.
Dash shows up and helps Voss basically cut to the gist of the entire long game he's been playing here, because Voss is out here playing fucking Coruscant Noir, and freaking Akar jumps in and turns this into GTA real fast.
How dare you say something so accurate yet and so brave?
Can't help the truth hurts, Jake. Much like the attacks that Quinlan and Dash dealt to those guys.
Yeah.
Because they clean swept through that whole firefight.
Those guys got rocked.
That was rough. But of course they go back to the temple. Voss is shown the events of the first chapter where the alien race is being fucking massacred by Dooku and is being broadcast for the whole galaxy.
Yeah.
Which is all the more fun considering what we mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
And then we get to and then Voss is nominated and agrees to go along with this whole assassination attempt. And they come upon the idea that he's going to need a partner, because otherwise you're going to die. You go at this alone, you're going to die. And who better to try to come out to kill Dooku with than the woman who tried 2 times before and got extremely close on both of them.
True. She did get very close.
Because she came back after he basically discarded her when Sidious forced him to, which, again, was fucked.
And
Sidious was like, Sidious was straight up out here like, so, you know that thing you keep talking about that you really were proud of, my apprentice? Yeah, that thing. I need you to kill it.
Kill the puppy.
Kill the puppy. But why? Because I don't like it.
Kill the puppy to show that you're loyal to me. What
The puppy,
fuck, dude?
the puppy
must die.
The puppy is getting too strong, and I think you're getting a bit stronger because of it. So you need to kill it so that I don't have to worry about you killing me.
What?
Let this be the reminder. Let this be the reminder that Palpatine is the reason the rule of two fucked up.
God, dude, Palpatine's such a fucking jobber.
Palpatine couldn't even adhere to that ancient Sith tenet. The student has to overcome the master in order to succeed.
Yes, but also, I don't want to die for some stupid shit kid. No, it is the children who are wrong.
Yes. Yeah. Well, Voss, of course, being able to deep cover, goes off to the moon of Pantora to go off and meet up with, go and try to find Ventress, who is on the planet on a job hunting the, was it a Morgukai warrior? Was it a Morgukai dude? I don't remember. I don't remember what his dude.
That sounds right.
It sounds right. I don't remember what his race was, but he was apparently the dude was wanted by a group known as the Rang Clan for a mass amount of embezzlement. And
stop embezzling, forehead.
And Ventress catches up to him, actually managing to catch him, only for Voss to intervene and basically jumps in and tries to insert himself into her job, while also trying to insert himself into her life.
Yep.
All because of the job.
It's all for the job. I promise it's just for the job. Yo, she looking kind of...
And this is, by the way, after Obi-Wan this is after, by the way, Obi-Wan, when briefing him on how to deal with... gives him an entire, checklist. Gives him an entire, playbook on how to deal with Ventress in the best ways possible.
Yep. And the best way to
I have dealt with this woman more than enough. No, get under her skin, making you think you want to get in her pants.
Yeah, get in her pants, but not really. Also, remember that you're a Jedi, and getting into pants is illegal.
It is not okay.
You're not allowed to get into her pants.
Is not okay.
You really, really want to, though. So says I, Obi-Wan, the getter into pants.
The ultimate Riz Master of the Jedi Order.
Dude, it's crazy.
He is, in fact...
Obi-Wan's the kind of guy who could say skibbity, and girls would immediately be like, yeah, him.
Him. That one.
That guy. That one over there? Raw.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Whenever girls see Obi-Wan, they all bite their lower lip.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen Obi-Wan?
I was about to say, it's not Obi-Wan's fault. He's just born that hot.
He's just born handsome. Naturally handsome.
Naturally handsome, very charismatic. Who wouldn't want to?
Who wouldn't?
Crazy people. If you tell me someone who wouldn't be like, oh, Obi-Wan, raw, I'll call you. I'll find you a liar, dude.
We'll call your bluff right then on the spot.
That's right. Here's Obi-Wan. Now, what do you think? Maybe we could push our beds together. Haha, just joking. Unless.
But yeah, they have the first encounter in the middle of this job after she's already basically caught the dude. And Voss manages to actually help catch him for a second.
He does fuck it up a little bit.
he gets a little overconfident and lets him get away.
He does fuck it up a little bit.
And then we proceed to go through this like long ass chase scene of the dude all across the season. One of the
best parts in that book, dude. That chase scene is so cool.
That whole chase across the city was wild.
It was dope. Loved it.
Because they were jumping across fucking rooftops, hopping speeders and shit. All the while, Ventress fucking nearly takes a fall, only for Voss to be the one to save her, and that's how they lose him.
Yep.
Because Ventress missed the jump Ventress basically missed the jump on the hop over, and he manages to get away just after Voss manages to pull her up. And then they go off to a cantina to try to figure out what the hell they're doing. Just what the hell they're doing anymore. Because she lost a bounty that was worth, what was it, like 25,000 credits?
Yeah, something obscene. Some crazy big number for a bounty.
Because, again, the dude was wanted for basically like embezzlement and money laundering or something like that.
Yeah, he stole a bunch of money.
Stole a bunch of money from a major from one of the or I say major, but he's the way the name is not major at all. They are definitely one of the more like random minor syndicates.
Yeah,
money. He stole money from one of the syndicates and decided that he was gonna try to use it for the better, i.e., for my family. For my family, which. Again, when they actually catch up to him, after Voss uses psychometry on the plate that Ventress grabbed off him, a bit of like armor plating that she took off him. When he uses that bit of psychometry to uncover that and find out, yeah, he's got a place here on Pantora. He's right down the fucking street.
Look, he's right there.
He's literally like right down the street from where we fucking ran off and missed him.
I can see his home right now.
And then and the whole time when they actually break into his place and he gives them the whole like criminal justification thing. Voss running the entire checklist through his head.
Yep.
That was like, yeah, no, you can tell Voss has dealt with it. Voss has been dealing with the underworld more than he has battle droids any day of the week.
Yep. Which, so they're like, okay, he's talking about family. He's the real.
He's trying
the
real
to good guy. Yep. Okay.
Oh, it's not his fault. Well, blame shifting. All right, we got that one.
That was all right. Little check mark there.
Bribery. Oh, we got that one. Oh, okay. I need one more. I need bingo.
Yeah, one more and I get bingo.
His fucking criminal justification bingo card. I need to tell my brother about that. I need to tell him
criminal justification bingo card.
My brother's a booking officer, and I want to bring that idea to him. Y'all need to come up with a fucking bingo card for explanations for why a criminal did what they did. I want to have. I think that'd be absolutely hilarious.
Oh man. That sucks, and I love it.
It's awesome. But yeah, no, they go through that whole bit, and they do manage to finally catch the dude. And it's after this job that Ventress is like, all right, look, you're kind of cool. I'm gonna just keep you around, but just don't do anything, okay?
You're cool enough for me to not want
You're cool enough
right now.
You're cool enough for me to not kill you on the spot. I'm going to put you on as a temp for our next job.
Yup. Welcome, intern.
Welcome, intern. And then they go off to do another job for an individual. Lossarain was her name. They end up going to do. They end up to go and meet Lossarain, who we did talk about in our Hondo episode and our Ventress episode.
Yep.
Because Hondo was involved with stealing Lacerade's entire fortune, all
Yep.
because Lacerade in the first place tried to take the goods from Ventress. And then they made an agreement that you help me get my ships back and the rest of that cargo, I'll let you go back with whatever you had. I'll let you finish your job and I'll pay you extra.
Yep. You finish your job, I'll
And so
pay
that's
you extra, and I'll owe you one.
And so they go off to help her, which they find out that the bounty they were hunting was her lover and her first mate. In both an intimate and a professional way.
Yep.
Her first mate in a intimate and professional way. In both an intimate and professional way. That was her first mate of her pirate gang, and they are having to go off to hunt him down because he ran off with a bunch of money and stole some shit from her, and then ran off to another woman.
Yep.
And so it was all. And so they go and do that.
Imagine stealing from a pirate queen
who you've been banging,
also dating. And think like, oh yeah, no, she's totally gonna leave me alone after that. That's fine. Clean getaway.
She loves me enough, she'll just forgive me, right?
What is that saying? Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. She's going to flay you alive, is what I'm getting. She is.
Especially the leader of a pirate, especially a pirate queen.
Yeah, she's going to turn you into a book, dude.
No, she's gonna turn you into the nice new centerpiece for her dining room.
You are becoming an ottoman.
You are getting the Drukari treatment.
She's going to Drukari you. Awful sentence to say.
Your rib cage will be turned into silverware.
Prepare to no longer be people. I hope you're ready for the life of furniture.
Reject humanity, become furniture.
Forcibly become furniture. Don't reject humanity. Just become the furniture.
Become furniture. Your skull will be a cup.
I reject your humanity. Become furniture.
Yeah, they go off and do this job, and in reward for this job, alongside a hefty sum of credits, they also get to make off with a extra gift in the form of a special bottle of whiskey. Tavarian whiskey. Tavarian whiskey was the name of it.
Probably. I don't remember the name of the whiskey. All I remember is that they get fake drunk.
Well, no, Ventress gets drunk.
Yes.
Quinlan mostly gets drunk. And then fakes it.
Yep.
But in that same faking it, he does end up coming upon some notes that start to really bring note a lot of Jedi's mindsets.
Yeah, he hits a little too close to home.
He hits a little too close to the existential crisis territory. And I like this. I like the question he raises. Is it better to have a story written with bad tales, or is it better to have a story with better to have a sad story or no story at all?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's actually a really good line, especially when you look at it from Quinlan's perspective, because, like, when you think about it, it's true. He's never done anything for himself. His story has always been just one of many amongst the Order. He has never his story is just one of the few pieces of the Order story. He has never had a story his own. He has been living a life that, for all intents and purposes, was orchestrated for him. He had been prepared and built up for this life of being a Jedi and doing the work he does. He's never known a life outside that.
Nope. Born and raised a Jedi youngling.
And Ventress, while having even been raised partly in that same vein, she never got the same treatment as Voss did, because her story's fucked in the first place. She was sold into slavery for the sake of her clan of Nightsisters. She was then taken in by a basically renegade Jedi, because Kyneric was not training her on official note of the council. He was going completely rogue in his training of her.
Giving the Anakin treatment.
She then proceeds to lose him in the process, once again basically being orphaned.
Yeah.
After spending several years with him, and then going on to kill all of the fucking Weequay warlords who were occupying Ratatak.
Yeah.
And then going off to be found and brought in by Dooku as a dark apprentice and assassin for him. Living a much more arduous life under him, but one that she just kind of let herself go into. Ultimately being discarded through that, and then brought back in with her original home in the Nightsisters. And then losing all of that as well. Now she's here as a bounty hunter, and with only herself really to cling to. So with Voss around, it's opened up this... She started to feel this almost loosening restraint the more she's in his company, of trying to hold back any sense of attachment or feeling towards him. Because it's noted after she like decides to have him on as like a temporary hire, essentially, like a temp partner, she does kind of start to see like a lot of the notes, like, he's not the worst of any of the guys I've worked with, so... And I don't want to let him die too. I want to feel that pain of him dying too.
He's got to go.
We'll see how this one plays out, but I'm not going to try to open up too much. Over the course of the entire first half, she's opening up slowly more and more to him. Ultimately to the point when they do the whole job for Black Sun, which comes afterwards, where they have to, or not, the job to go after Black Sun, not for Black Sun. I should correct myself. Because they are going after Black Sun because the Pike Syndicate leader, Marg Krim, wants them to rescue his children and his wife, who the Black Sun had kidnapped in an attempt to make him weaker and try to basically dismantle the Pike Syndicate from within. And so they go off to Mustafar to help rescue his children and his wife, which is where a lot of the mix between Voss and Ventress kind of becomes more of a proper teamwork chemistry, almost bordering on really close friendship at times.
Yep. They were good friends.
But on top of those signs showing, Voss's own Jedi origins start to peek in at certain points as well. One of them that really notes Ventress off is the fact that initially she's already seen how he fights, and the way he reacts to her is almost like the reflexes that the Jedi have anyway. So that was a tip in her, like, that was a tip to her anyway, that this guy's no ordinary bounty hunter. This guy's not your just ordinary Joe Show schmuck like Dengar off the fucking street.
Man, fuck Dengar, dude. Absolutely. That guy sucks shit.
It's actually worse because Dengar's not bad when you see how his story is in Legends. He's not an awful dude. He's just not great. I mean, he's the reason Boba gets out of the fucking Sarlacc pit in Legends. So it's with the help of Dengar that Boba even escapes the Sarlacc in the Legends continuity. So that Boba actually ends up going on to be Dengar's best man at his wedding.
Okay, I think I forgot who Dengar is.
Dengar's the dude with the fucking turban hat, towel head. He's got the turban hat and the brown armor. He was one of the bounty hunters. He was one of the bounty hunters we see in the lineup in Empire Strikes Back.
Okay. All right. Who's the shit kid from Jedi Academy?
Shit kid? What?
Yeah, your quote unquote rival.
I don't remember a rival from Jedi Academy. I don't even remember there being any other named characters of the other Padawans aside from Rosh.
Rosh, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shit kid.
He's not a rival.
I kill him every time.
Oh. Do you actually?
Every time.
Wow.
I let him live the first time because I was like, I don't want to be like evil, and then after that, I'm like, no, he's got to go.
Fuck this
that guy
dude.
sucks.
Hmm.
No redeeming qualities. That guy sucks. He's got to go.
Hmm.
Yeah, I know you can redeem him. Not the same. He's got to go.
But yeah, he's yeah. The whole first sparring match between Ventress and Voss is, of course, where the first signs of her kind of like skepticism of him just being a bounty hunter start to sink in. And the more they work together, it slowly creeps in more that he's not just a normal bounty hunter. But it's when they're on Mustafar and they get into their first... And after Ventress hits this one Black Sun guard with what she called the works.
Yep.
No,
that one was the nod and wink.
Oh. That was a nod and wink?
That was the nod and wink.
Yeah, she hits him with the nod and wink technique and tries to bait him outside and
technique.
She brings him outside, baits him out, gets information out of him. Voss shows up, absolutely fucking floors the dude. And then they go on to go rescue the kids of Markrim, and then find in the mix of the firefight that ensues, Voss is injured, and they nearly tumble. Him and the boy go tumbling into the lava. But Voss is able to recover using the Force as a brief measure to pull them to basically divert their course out of way of the lava river.
Yep.
And that's the one that really sets Ventress off. Like, you aren't just a normal bounty hunter. You aren't a normal fucking bounty hunter.
You are a weirdo.
You've got some nonsense that only I can pull off. What are you doing here? What's going on? Who sent you? And do I have to kill you because I've really started to like you? That I really don't want to have to kill you. But they go on to rescue the kids. They also go off to go rescue the mother after Ventress poses as a emissary for the Pikes. And Black Sun, who, by the way, at this point are way more cutthroat than a lot of like older media depicts them. I don't even remember, like, I know they're pretty prominent in Shadows of the Empire. I don't remember them being that cutthroat in Legends. Like, they're brutal, yes, but they are still a crime family. They are not just like, oh, we're just gonna kill him just because. We're gonna kill him because this makes everybody fucking suffer. They're that like step of cruelty under that step of cruelty above what the Hutts normally do. Because the Hutts will usually just like, I'll put a fucking death mark on this son of a bitch. He's gotta go. These guys will actually like actively, personally hunt you down, take your family at the middle of the fucking night, and then try to murder you in the process.
Yes, because the Pikes are...
No, it's the Black Sun.
Black Sun, right.
No, the Pikes will kidnap you, kidnap you and your family, sell them into slavery, and then keep you in prison to be tortured while being forcibly hopped up on spice for years.
Yeah. That mind wipe spice is something else, dude.
Literal is a fucking hell of a drug. But yeah, they managed to get them safe. They bring them back to Margrim, and it's after that that they leave the planet, getting double what they actually earned, by the way, because of Margrim's just overjoyed that his family was back.
Yep.
Which kind of sets the Pikes a little higher as far as, like, favor with me, because, like, okay, cool, they do actually respect when you do the job. Which is how I've always kind of seen the Pikes portrayed when they show up in the media. You do the job, Pikes don't care. Like, you fuck up the job, we have a problem.
Yes.
You do the job, you do it well enough, everybody gets paid, and you could make off with a little extra. They favor those who do the job well.
Yeah,
performance is everything for them.
Performance, yes.
I like to think the Pikes are almost like the I almost like to think they're like the Yakuza almost. With how fucking absolutely ruthless they get when they do have the people who fuck up.
Yeah, I can see that.
But they do of course favor the people who do their job well. Like, they're not going to go out of their way to fucking bone you over just because you did the job and you didn't do it well enough. Do the job, do it well enough, you get by.
Yeah. If you do the job, they pay you for it. If you do the job and you do it well, you do get extra.
Do the job and you mess up a little, you might get a little reprimand, but so long as you don't fuck up again, you're good.
Yeah, you get a slap on the wrist or a missing finger and you get to live.
Yep.
Don't fuck it up again.
Don't fuck it up again, and we get to have a nice time. Let's.
Oh, you fucked it up again?
The Black Sun.
Now you gotta go.
I think the Black Sun almost come off more like. I feel like they kind of come off more like. They almost feel like the Triads' indifference, because the Triads are definitely like ultra fucking ruthless. Like, they don't give a shit.
No.
Triads will absolutely, like, run up to your home, shoot it up, and then fucking run off without a second thought. And they won't just come up and blow...
No,
it
depends on who you are, though.
Does depend on who you are, because they are very competitive, is the other problem with them.
Yeah.
Which is why, seeing how they interact, seeing how they do what they do with the Pikes, kind of gives me that extra vibe of like, yeah, this feels like Yakuza versus Triads is kind of where I'm at with it.
Kiryu would probably agree with you.
Yeah. It is one of those, like, it works. It just always came off a little extreme in some cases. So it even more so when the whole fleet of Black Sun ships show up. After Voss and Ventress are starting to leave.
Yeah. Oh.
That was rough. So that's a thing that happened. And Voss is left ultimately. Voss is given the ultra depression scenario.
Yep.
He's hit with the Blueberry's level of ultra depression.
He got Robo Girly Man, dude.
He got Robo Girly Man. Ultra depression. And Ventress tries to cheer him up over it, and in that moment of like trying to connect and try to cheer each other up, Boss opens up about what the fuck he was actually here for, and tells her pretty much straight up. So the Jedi Order wants me to kill Dooku, and they had me come out to find you because they think you'd be the best aid in trying to help me kill Dooku. And I know you probably want the biggest shot at him anyway, so they figured that this works out anyway.
I mean, they're not wrong. Ventress is obviously the best shot they're gonna get.
Yeah. And Ventress decides that, yeah, no, if that's the route we're going, fuck it. Third time's the charm.
Fuck it, we ball.
Fuck it, third time's the charm. And she agrees to help on the one condition. Boss has to do the bad boy things and go take a dip in the dark side.
Yep.
Because otherwise,
it's my way or the highway, says Ventress.
Because you're not killing Dooku without this.
You can't kill Dooku when your heart is soft. You must harden it up.
You've got to be ruthless and cutthroat.
Right now, you're like a marshmallow boy. I need you to be like hard-boiled egg boy.
Right now, you're the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I need you to go and be the Thing real fast.
You're the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man is insane.
Yeah. But yeah, they do this. She gives them that whole statement, and then they go off to Dathomir. Whoa, we love talking about this fucking planet again.
This place gets too much talking about it.
It really fucking does. Is the
I'm sick
awful
and tired
part.
of Dathomir. The second we're going to Dathomir, I was literally like, God damn it. Not again.
You talking about in yesterday's podcast episode?
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did, because it was Boss. Duh.
Yeah, because remember he blew up a fucking Supergate.
Yep.
He went and did a Majora's Mask quest.
Yep. 3 days.
In his case, he had an extra day.
Dawn of the final day.
Goes
like literally being able to
fucking...
look up and see how much time you have left to live. That's insane.
Is so good. I love that I managed to pull that analogy. I didn't even. I saw like.
It was a really good one.
I saw the like. He had 4 days. Like, oh no, this dude 100% is just Majora's masking his way through this fucking story.
And he's doing such a good job.
Yep. But yeah, they go to Dathomir and they Ventress basically shows him like what he basically shows him the carnage of what Grievous did. And then Quinlan saw the carnage of what Grievous did and felt the carnage of what Grievous did.
Yep, bad time to be Quinlan Voss.
That psychometry we mentioned is a very much double-edged sword.
That psychometry a bitch.
Sometimes you get some
Psychometry's a hell of a drug.
Psychometry's a hell of a trip. Yeah, they do this, and then and then Ventress basically goes through this whole weird training ritual thing to try to teach him to like manipulate the Force through the dark side.
Yeah, don't use the dark side like a Jedi or a Sith. Use it like a witch. She came down in a bubble, Doug.
And also decided that they were going to decided to use a snake as a method of teaching the method of manipulation, where she basically had it coalesce around her arm and then proceeded to force choke
with this snake. And you're like, yeah, cool, she's got a snake on her, that's dope.
Then proceeds to fucking choke that motherfucker out.
She literally chokes the snake, dude.
Choke the snake.
But not sexually, because this is a family book. Can't have that.
Yeah, they go about doing this whole little narrative. Go about doing this whole training narrative, and Voss is struggling the entire time.
Well, yeah,
because not only is he
a bad guy,
he doesn't want to be a bad guy, and he also hates the fact that the woman he started getting close to is being an absolute fucking bitch throughout this training. She is not generous at all through this training.
Oh no. Why would she be?
Because that means because in her own words, lady. You have to give up compassion.
Yeah. Stop being soft, idiot.
No marshmallow, only rocks.
I need you to be a hard man right now.
And not like that.
Kind of like that, but not right now.
Not right now. Later. After we kill Dooku.
Yeah, after we kill Dooku, you can do that. Until then, not like that. Behave yourself.
Down, boy.
Sit.
Roll over.
Play dead. No.
Gets bit by the fucking snake.
Oh.
Which he does, and ultimately puts it through a arduous little fucking stupor. Because while the snake's venom doesn't fucking kill him, it does fucking send him on a really bad trip.
Oh yeah.
They go through this whole training, and in the middle of it, as they are getting ready, as Ventress is prepping him for the big moment where they have to go after this entity they call the Sleeper.
It's just a sleepy guy, dude.
Big sleepy fish.
Can't believe they fucked. I can't believe they wanted to fuck with this big sleepy fish. He just wants sleep.
Just want to do a sleep.
And I know what that's like. I'm EP again right now.
God damn.
I could also go for a little bit of a sleep. After the
podcast.
After the podcast, of course. I don't sleep during the podcast. I'm not a monster.
But then, but they get in the middle of preparing Voss for this. Ventress receives a call from an informant in the Separatists that Dooku's that their window of opportunity has come, and Ventress has to accelerate the training.
Yep.
So, time to kill the Sleeper now.
Well, it was, we're going to wake the Sleeper right now. And then the Sleeper wakes up and she goes, awesome, kill the big dumb fish. He's like, well, I thought we were just getting like an organ or something. No, it's gotta die. This
thing has to die in its entirety. Because this is the last bit of my clan. I can't kill the past. Destroy the past, kill it if you have to.
No! I hate how often we can use that, and it sucks.
Especially in relation to Star Wars, where it comes up.
Yeah.
Awful.
Man. Why is it gotta be so bad all the time?
Because the old is bad, new is good, new is old, old is new.
Yeah, whatever you say, fucking Yoda. Good, bad, old, good, old, new, good, old. What? What?
Yes. Yes.
Call the Bondulants, dude. It's bad, call the Bondulants.
We require the Wambulance. Oh my god. But they do go through with committing the deed of murdering the fuck out of the sleepy fish.
Yup.
And
EP fish.
Then they get their last little tender moment before they go off to go and kill Dooku. And their plan is twofold. Voss is Voss is tasked with distraction, while Ventress actually goes and commits the deed.
Yep.
Because Grievous is playing security guard.
Yeah, they find out later after they get to the point, like, oh no, Grievous is here. And they're like, ah, shit.
Look, you're gonna need to go fucking deal with that. I'm not gonna fight him. I could, but I'm probably going to be fighting Dooku. Why are you fighting Dooku? I thought this was my job. Because you will die.
Because you's a bitch.
You are still a soft little marshmallow man. But you're a little crispier now.
Yeah, you like a toasted marshmallow. You a little bit hard on the outside, but on the inside you still gooey. You're gooey on the inside. How I like them. Ventress, down, girl, down.
Even worse when you remember how she is dressed out to the nines in like formal regalia.
Dude, raw.
It's absolutely.
If Voss's reaction is anything to go off of, raw.
Voss straight up is just like, excuse me. At least get him out of that ass.
Oh god, no truer words have been spoken.
Oh shit.
Oh. I just imagine that little animated dude with the yellow line across his face. No.
Yeah, that's of course, again, we're this whole fucking like special procession thing that they're going to and why they're doing this is because the event is the aforementioned big humanitarian award that Dooku is supposed to be receiving that he doesn't at all fucking deserve.
Not even a little bit.
The most ill-deserved award possible. Like, it's even funnier that they actually show, like, have Ventress get that close to him to actually pull him aside to commit the engagement there. The fight.
She just walks up to him in a party after having tried to assassinate him multiple times. Walks up to him at a party and goes, "Hey, buddy, we finish this tonight."
Tonight, you.
It sucks. Fucking awful.
Meanwhile, Voss has gone off to deal with Grievous and actually does trap him inside the security center. Surprisingly,
he could. Here's the worst part. He could have absolutely just killed Grievous right there.
Abso-fucking-lutely. But because of the plot, we can't kill Grievous.
Oh my god, dude. Grievous could have died
100%.
right there.
He could have ended Grievous right there. But because of the plot, we can't kill Grievous.
Managed to take the lightsabers from him and then handily lock him in a room.
Mm-hmm. With the battle droids inside.
Yeah. Like, dude,
and because the room is closed off, and because he cut power to the room...
Yeah, couldn't get the doors open.
Couldn't get the doors open, and there was no way to reach Grievous. Because like, Dooku tries... Because after Dooku has, like, some false pleasantries with Ventress on the balcony, where he's like, you know, you really should have just died. You really should have just died back there. Yeah. You want a drink?
I mean, I will say this. Dooku's smooth as fuck.
He does play it off extremely fucking smoothly.
What a guy.
Until he learns that there's no contact from Grievous.
Yeah, and he was like, nope.
My metal boy!
He was smooth right up until he realized he was fucked.
Then he tries to reach Grievous, and then that moment of realization hits it, and just in the back of his mind, like, my metal boy!
My metal boy.
Yeah, we hit 2 Aqua Teen memes in one fucking session.
Crazy, dude.
Crazy.
I think we can get more.
We can get at least one more. Yeah, they after a bit, Ventress proceeds to fight Dooku now, and this is where initially the Count is showing his intense fucking dueling prowess. And then Voss shows up, and then all of that gets thrown out the window.
Yup.
Dooku, for once in his fucking life, is on the back foot.
No longer the galaxy's greatest duelist. Now he's like, they're jumping me!
I'm being jumped! They're juggling me!
Help!
I'm caught in the corner!
Not like this!
They're hitting me with the level 3!
Dude, they're trying to butter! I'm being geefed right now! Oh.
I love it. And it's in the middle of this fight that this one moment of confidence that Voss has lets it slip, and that Dooku has this moment of realization of what's going on here. And they're like, oh, you didn't tell him.
Oh, you didn't know.
You didn't tell him. Like, no.
Not like
No.
Oh. What are you doing? Thwart my plans?
Doing plans? Are you? Yes.
Yes. I'm gonna kill you.
Oh, fucking kill him. Yeah, that's that ends with the duel taking a very southbound turn. Specifically
I don't
with
understand why they always feel like they need to talk to the villain. Just beat his ass and be done with it. Why you gotta open your mouth?
Don't say words.
Stop talking.
Stop talking and beat his ass. You
You
get
could have ended everything.
to talk when you know you
to gloat about your girlfriend. Shut up.
You get to talk when you are winning so handedly that he literally can't make a move against you. That's when you can talk. When you have him so fucking disabled that they are literally incapable of fighting back.
You tell him as you kill him.
You gotta be flexing on that motherfucker. You better be flexing on him if you're fucking talking.
Yeah, you're actively stabbing him in the chest, and with his dying ears, that's when you say it, and then you floss on his body.
You specifically floss on his body.
Yeah.
While your teammate hits the gritty.
Yeah. Hit him with the default dance.
That's
Hit
if
him
you
with the Miku Miku beam. Now for the moment we've all been waiting for. Stab.
Then Ventress. Yeah, and I say southbound turn, but it might as well have just been a downwards plummet like Ventress took.
Ooh.
Because that was rough. That fall was rough.
Ooh.
Yeah, she gets thrown off the ledge mid-fight, leaving Boss to fight against Dooku here.
Yep.
And Boss is winning, air quotes.
Not having a good time.
He's winning, air quotes, until Dooku finally starts trying.
Yep.
Because Dooku the entire fight was trying, and then he realizes what's going on, and then he starts flexing on him.
Yep.
Then he starts trying again when Boss thinks he's winning, and he's like, all right, I'm done with this.
And then somehow
Ventress returns.
Grievous returns.
Well, they both kind of return around the same time, actually. Because Ventress crawls back up the wall and then meets back up with them, only for Grievous to meet up with her, and in the duel, Grievous and Ventress take the next tumble down.
Yep.
Where Ventress is left to worry over the fact that Voss may in fact be captured and is being horrendously tortured, which in fact he is.
Oh yeah, he might be getting tortured. What do you mean might? It's Dooku. It's happening right now.
It's happening as we speak.
You know it's happening. You did it before.
You've done it plenty of times. You've done it your own damn self.
I hope he's fine as he's getting horribly electrocuted, whipped, and burned. He'll be okay.
Put through psychological trauma of the 8th degree.
It's bad.
Fucking S tier psychological trauma. And then all of a sudden, Ventress has to come. Ventress realizes she can't go to Obi-Wan because the mere idea of Obi-Wan entertaining the idea that Ventress did anything else to Voss would be unheard of and be seen as a joke and would never be possible. So she can't trust Obi-Wan with that.
Nope.
So she goes to the next best person. The little boy she locked in a chest in a job.
Hey, she paid them.
She paid everybody, and then ran off with a majority of the share.
Yep. Everybody made money. That's what's important.
Boba was just very unhappy about how he made the money.
I mean, he made money from the inside of a box. So he made money from the inside of a box actively being shipped to a pedophile. So.
Yeah.
It was a bad time to be Boba Fett.
Bad time for Boba Fett. Canon Boba does not get a lot of good moments.
No,
he's not,
no, he doesn't.
He doesn't have a good time in canon at all.
No, he goes from being orphaned to being locked in a box to
it's being orphaned to being abandoned by the guardian / mentor figure who raised him, and also being abandoned in prison, and then escaping prison, and then going off to do bounty hunter shenanigans, only for him to be locked in a box again, humiliated as the leader of this job.
Yep. And then eventually thrown in a Sarlacc pit.
Amidst a horde of other horrendous crap.
Yeah, Boba's got it rough.
Canon Boba.
Boba is Star
then he
Wars
goes
Spider-Man.
off. Oh my god, he is.
Oh my Boba god. Can't be happy. Boba can't be happy. He's not allowed.
Canon Boba. Because Legends Boba is very... That's a very different fucking...
Yeah. Legends Boba is dope.
I actually like to think that Legends Boba is like... I almost like to think that he's the Star Wars Iron Man.
Yes.
He's Star Wars' Iron Man. If you look at Legends Boba, he is Star Wars Iron Man.
You are correct.
He
built that armor piece by piece, dude. He built it out of scraps in a cave.
Boba Fett had built this in a cave with a box of scraps.
God, the worst line in that whole movie, and it's the most memorable. Oh, it's so fucking funny. Sometimes Marvel gets it right.
I mean, that was before Disney was involved. Old Marvel
gets it
Old
right.
Marvel was good. I think the only Marvel movie prior to Ultron that really had any kind of hiccup was Thor: Dark World.
Yeah.
I don't care for Dark World.
I mean, other than of course, the Fantastic Four movie that came out.
We don't count that because that's not part of the official Marvel lineup. Because we're just now getting a Fantastic Four that is part of the MCU's lineup.
Wait, was Marvel owned by Sony?
No, because Marvel was not owned by Sony. They were independent.
Okay, because I knew like
They had another group that was doing it before.
Owned by Sony.
Yes, Spider-Man was owned by Sony.
And unfortunately, current Venom is as well.
As well as a bunch of the characters tied to Spider-Man, like Kraven.
Part of me is wondering, like, is Sony doing a better job than Disney could have with those?
No.
I don't know, Disney sucks pretty much
Venom is better. I will say Venom is good. Kraven and Morbius are bad.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Morbius. Yeah, never mind.
Kraven and Morbius sucked ass.
I was mistaken. Morbius is terrible.
The only Spider-Man adjacent character who is expressly only in Disney's Marvel is Madam Web, and that was also bad.
Oh, you're right. Oh, okay. I think I liked Morbius more than I liked Madam Web.
Yeah.
Madam Web leaves the movie.
Yep.
She's just like, cool, the movie's happening, I'm going to leave for like a half hour. She leaves her own plot. What a weirdo.
Even freaking Captain Marvel was in 60%, like 90% of her movie.
Yeah.
Even in flashback sequences, she was in like 90% of her own movie. Like almost all of that movie centers on her, nobody else.
Why does Madam Web suck so bad?
In the first place, she's kind of a half-hearted character, even in official Marvel continuity.
I mean,
so it's
yeah.
She just kind of shows up most of the time.
I hate the fact that Madam Web is
she's a character that's just
magic.
She's just a character who's kind of there.
I hate that she's like, yeah, no, it's not radioactive Spider-Man, it's magic spiders. They're the ones who did it.
So that's just a specific continuity. That's not even the one that does it. Like, it's bad. It's bad, no matter which way you slice it. She's a nothing character for all intents and purposes in my heart, anyway.
Yeah.
Even when I had to look into it when I saw the movie, I'm like, I had no idea who she was prior to this. Prior to, like, seeing the trailer for that movie, I had no idea who that was.
Oh, God, you were so lucky.
And then I looked into it and I'm like, wow, she really is just like a nothing character. We're back to pulling fucking... We're dropping from B-listers to C and D-listers. Good God, Marvel.
That's all they've
Because like Eternals and freaking the Marvels, you at least had like B tiers. You at least had the B-listers on your fucking lineup. The people who are relevant enough, but still kind of just background for the most part.
Yeah.
Now you've gone as far as pulling like nothing characters and trying to put them in the center. Like Echo.
The fuck you mean it's like Echo?
She's a fucking nothing character too.
Oh, for some reason I thought you started talking about League of Legends. I have no idea who the fuck is Echo? The only
she's
Echo
the fucking,
I know is League of Legends. That sucks.
She was the freak. That's all the more fucking point. Because that's her. She got a series around the time Madam Web came out, and her series is supposed to be where we see Kingpin again in the MCU. Because the first time because her and Kingpin both show up in, her and Kingpin initially show up in, the Hawkeye series.
Okay.
Because they're the two primary antagonists for that movie, because she's looking to get revenge on Hawkeye because because when the whole, like, the wipe from the universe happened, and the whole blip, or whatever the fucking dumb shit name they came up with.
The
bloop. She's on a fucking revenge trip against, Hawkeye, because when he was taking on the persona of the Ronin, he went and murdered her uncle and, his entire gang while she was there watching. Hiding away, watching as he killed her uncle and her uncle's gang.
Ugh. It's bad.
Did help that Well, initially I thought she was actually supposed to be like a Hispanic character or something like that. Apparently she's supposed to be Native American and is also deaf.
And they named her Echo? That's rough. That's what I did to make fun of our Dalmatian when we had one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, her name was Echo because she was deaf.
It's... yeah. Oh, it's bad. Suck shit here.
I don't like it here.
It's worse because me personally, I'm a big Marvel fan. I like Marvel more than I ever will DC.
Well, yeah, because Marvel has more interesting characters. DC characters are, for the most part, incredibly milquetoast.
They're very one-dimensional.
We are good and they are bad. This is how it go. Meanwhile, Marvel characters majority of Marvel characters like anti-heroes.
They're maybe
you have the real oh yeah, no, we're heroes, but they're also yeah, no, we're also regular fucking people.
And even more so when you look at it, Marvel doesn't care as much as DC when it comes to the whole secret identity bullshit.
Yeah.
Marvel does not give enough of a shit about that. There's very few characters who do, and it's understandable for them and their stories. But it's the people who care about their identities are the people who actually have something to lose from it all. And are worried about losing that. That's why Spider-Man keeps his identity secret all the time. Spider-Man doesn't go out doing that because he knows he's got everything to lose if he opens up who he is.
Yeah.
Fucking Tony Stark.
Because his villains are the ones who are no, if we find out who you like, they're dead.
We're gonna kill everyone you know and love if we ever find out who they are. And it's just this horrible fucking spiral event thing. It's awful. It's the whole DC side of it. And why I'm kind of hoping that with this new Superman movie that's coming out in June, that hopefully James Gunn picks it up, because obviously he knocked the Guardians movies out of the fucking park.
True.
So hopefully hopefully him being the sole person working on the new DC cinematic universe can actually pick up the scraps and do something better with it.
No.
I know it's not going to be the case, but I'm hoping at least he makes it somewhat enjoyable. If he can at least pull some Skeleton Crew level enjoyability, I'll give it a pass and at least wait for more. If it at least reaches Skeleton Crew levels, I'm all right, you fuckers, at least get my attention for the next 2 or 3 movies.
Yep.
You can manage to keep up you can manage to up your momentum, then good on you. But being as someone who doesn't care for Superman in the first place, I'm going into this movie half-hearted anyway.
Yep.
I'm going into this being someone who's not caring in the first place. I'm just gonna see if this gives me anything to grab on, because there's a bunch of other heroes who are supposed to show up in this movie. And I'm also interested to see if they're gonna do this version of Lex Luthor any justice.
I mean, if
they can manage Lex Luthor, we at least have something, because I do actually like Lex Luthor as a villain.
If the last Lex Luthor is anything to go by, then this is dog shit.
Not a fan of Lex Luthor in the Snyderverse.
Oh, come on.
I'm also hopeful at least for when we get the Lobo movie, or when Momoa actually gets the fucking opportunity to do that.
Here's the thing. If the Lobo movie sucks, it's because the writing is bad, not because of Jason Momoa.
We know that. We know that for a fact. It's the exact reason we're throwing shade to the Minecraft movie.
Oh.
Poor Momoa. What did they do to him?
That sucks. I bet you he was contractually obligated to play in that movie. No, actually, hold on. Doesn't he have a kid?
I
want to say he has a kid.
think he has a kid.
If he does, he's making that movie for his kid.
Which... Alright, cool.
Yeah, that's fine. Obviously, you want to be in the Minecraft movie so your kid can... That's why The Rock did
Jumanji?
Oh my God. Not Jumanji, the other one. The Disney one. Moana.
Oh.
He did Moana because he wanted to be a cool, like, Pacific Islander presence for his daughter.
Hmm.
Which she still doesn't believe that that's him. Which I think is the funniest thing.
That's amazing.
He's singing the song in the movie, and he's singing it with his daughter while watching the movie, and she goes, "That's not you. Why are you trying to trick me?" He's like, "That is me.
My name's in the credits."
Look, that's my name. Yeah, but you didn't play Maui. I don't know who you played. It's right. My name's next to Maui. Yeah, it's a typo. That's not you. Dad, shut up. Stop singing.
Stop trying to be cool to kids.
How do you do, fellow kids?
Oh my god. So, I think at this point we're actually over halfway through, like, explaining this book.
Yeah.
Because I know there's not much left. Because there's only, like, by that point, by the time Ventress goes back to Boba and tries to, like, rally him to help out, like, I think we're over halfway into this book. Which ultimately comes as the crushing death knell for what is to come, because good lord, if Ventress's fall didn't come off as a downhill spiral, everything that follows is.
Oh, that's bad.
Like, if you saw, for those of you who saw the Quillet episode and saw how fucking insane his struggle was, now we get to deal with that shit like 5 times over. And it's all for Ventress. Ventress is the one suffering here. Suffering in a scenario she did not deserve, by the way.
Yup.
That was fucked what they did to her. That was fucked, man. Because they get to Dooku's palace, and Boba and the other bounty hunters, Bosk, Embo, High Singer, and Latsrazi all come together and fight through the basically waves of battle droids, taking out some of their fucking shuttles in the process.
Yep.
All while Ventress
I
infiltrates.
like the one who was like, okay, so the plan is you're going to act like you're stealing a spaceship. And they're like, act? Why don't we just take it?
It's extra money. And Boba straight up is just like, hey, you hired us for this job. Just like, you should have expected we were going to be taking shit outside of blowing up shit. We were going to want something extra. I mean, Separatist shuttlecraft, the fucking Shithapede shuttles do actually sell for fat money. Selling off stolen ships is big money.
Yep. If
especially military ships.
If anything about the tabletop is correct, yeah, ships are big money.
Ships are big money. Dude, that's not even like selling off cars.
Balls,
that's not even like the level of selling off cars in real life. That's like you took an entire person's home and you're selling it.
Yeah.
That's the level of money you're making.
Like a vehicle, like a car, or like a speeder. That is actual like a car.
Yeah. We're talking about a ship.
Yeah. Imagine finding and selling the Challenger shuttle before it blew up.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of money. You're like, it's wild how expensive those things are.
Yeah, let's play in the fucking tabletops.
Like, it's like, it's only like 50,000 credits. That's not that much. Dog, you can live off of like 5 credits.
In Star Wars universe, you could live off there's a reason bounties in everything are posted at like 500, just like 300 for decent for like lower end bounties. Decent bounties, you're looking at like 4 figures. Yep. Higher end bounties are the higher end of 4 figures up into 5. You get into 6-figure bounties. This is somebody desperate or somebody with a big fucking payout. Somebody with the money to throw around kind of payout. Like when you look at a bounty and you see 6 figures on that bounty, that is somebody desperate or somebody with that money to throw around because somebody slighted them.
Yep. That's
Or they were
organizational money.
Or in the case of one Savaggio Press, who had a bounty posted of 200,000 credits.
Oh, that's like $1 billion credits.
That is like $1 billion right there in real world cash.
That is so much money.
Like, there's a reason in that episode of Clone Wars, the bounty hunters saw his bounty and were like, 200,000? Who the hell is this savage Ophrys guy anyway? Like, they were wowed by this dude who they've never heard before. They've never heard any stories of this fucking monster Zabrak dude. And this bounty gets posted as 200,000 fucking credits.
I know you said Zabrak, but I just heard Zorak. I was like,
Fuck.
Like the Mantis guy?
Shut God damn it. God damn it. What did you say to me?
Oh, God. I'm not gonna lie. I miss Adult Swim.
Classic Adult Swim, yes.
Yeah, true.
Like late 90s, early 2000s Adult Swim was peak.
So good, dude.
I remember seeing some of the dumb shit that used to air on there.
Space Ghost Coast to Coast? Oh,
yep. Whiskey Dingo wasn't... Risky Dingo.
Risky Dingo was pretty good.
Risky Dingo, that was the name.
Yeah.
Metalocalypse.
Dude, C-Lab 2021.
C-Lab 2021. So much fucking wild and dumb shit. So good. Just as we're fucking mentioning the name, the Brock and Zork show.
Yeah, the Brack show is so fun. Ooh. Dude, Aqua Teen.
Aqua Teen, I think, was probably, of the early 2000s ones, probably the peak of a lot of them.
Oh, for sure.
Harvey Birdman.
Yes!
Harvey Birdman, attorney at law. So good. So much good fucking dumb classic shit like that.
I love the idea of just taking, like, old cartoons and just redubbing them and making them funny. I'm down with that. That is the greatest.
The greatest concept.
I think that's one of the reasons why I like Abridged so much.
It is really... I mean, Abridged doesn't just, like, redub it. They retell a story in a more parody-based fashion.
Yeah.
Abridged are that same kind of logic, but they do it in a more parody-based fashion. They alter the story in some cases, because, like, TFS did a few alterations of their own. Like, the fact that Doria is a woman.
Yep.
I am a woman. The fact Ginyu actually died.
Yep.
Because Ginyu doesn't die canonically until Super. He doesn't die. He survives all the way until Super is when he dies. Because he
frog the whole time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he gets brought back. He gets brought back to Earth with all the others when Dende has them taken off Earth. Have taken off Namek before it's destroyed when Goku's fighting Frieza. So Ginyu gets transported with them, and he goes into hiding. That's actually like a side story thing in Kakarot. That's actually like a weird side story thing in Kakarot. Is the fact that Ginyu's still out there. Because you also bring back when you do some of the weird side stuff, the Ginyu Force also come back and they go to try to find Ginyu. Like, they don't actually go out to do any evil shit anymore. They just go try to find Ginyu. I do personally think the Ginyu Force are one of my favorite like minor villains of Dragon Ball because they're just dumb. Especially having gone through like Abridged and seeing them more and more, I'm like, I could see where the dumb appeal comes in for this.
Yep.
Also, why I give a lot more credit to why I actually give more credit to Mr. Satan when he comes up more often. We get Herculean seeds more often than not. It's fucking amazing.
Well, yeah, dude.
Because you really gotta look at the
I'm a Mr.
deeper.
Satan stan. I think he's dope.
Beans is too. That's why when he. It's actually why in our Dragon Ball game, he actually based a lot of his character's inspiration off Mr. Satan in canon, and for like the way he kind of like fights. Like he takes the entire route of Mr. Satan. Like he doesn't actually fight with Ki Blast or anything. He's just all punches. Yeah, he's only just now started learning how to do Ki stuff because he never decided to go into that. Any of the techniques he had was just like...
He saw Videl fly and he's like, I kind of want to do that.
Yeah, it's just like he's learning how to do all of the cool shit. And the fucking best part is he's a hybrid Saiyan. He is a hybrid Saiyan who took after Hercule's inspiration.
Yeah.
Like his whole thing is he's a Mr. Satan fanboy. Like that's his character. His first scene, like he is this aspiring next world champion character. Like he wants to be the next world champion and hero of Earth.
I want to be the best that ever was.
Even goes around in the big fucking like white coat cape jacket thing. Big white coat thing. It's awesome. I love his character so much.
Good. It's good.
So, we're very much trying to buy time on this because we know what we're about to get into.
I don't want to do it, man.
We have to. We have to knock this depressing nail down. We have to knock it over.
Sag, dude.
Big Sag, because like we said, like we were establishing, Ventress goes off to try to save Quinlan. But as we mentioned before, Quinlan has been going through Dooku's luxury level torture methods.
Luxury cruise liner worth of torture, dude.
Yeah. And in the worst fucking twist possible, something that Ventress lied to him earlier about is the fact that, and we established this in the Quinlan episode. Thome was killed in canon, not in Legends. Quinlan's Jedi Master, Master Thome, was killed in canon, not Legends, and it was expressly by Ventress. And Dooku knew about that. Dooku knew because Dooku did not originally want Thome killed. Dooku gave Ventress the express order that she was to bring Thome back to him alive.
Yeah, he wanted to do to Thome what he's currently doing to Quinlan Voss.
Fuck exactly. He wanted to have a close call because in the first place, Dooku actually did respect Thome. He actually did hold Quinlan's master in a high regard, which was why he wanted to bring him back to try to convince him to join him.
Yeah, convince.
I mean, in the case of Thome, he was probably going to try to do the Obi-Wan thing and like be more amicable and treat it, because Thome didn't openly try to fucking kill him a few hours before he sent him to the fucking death chambers. But he tempts Quinlan with the offer of joining him, having shown that he too is a Jedi who has tasted the dark side and forsook all of what the Jedi have taught him.
Yup.
On an effort to do this, Dooku pulls from a cabinet a lightsaber, specifically Thome's lightsaber, which Ventress brought back to him as a trophy. which she claimed Dooku took as a trophy when he killed him. And Dooku has already broken poor Voss's mind at this point.
Yeah.
He is pretty much holding on by a little tiny spine. He's holding on by a fucking thread. Thin little, like, wool wire. He is right there, dancing, dangling.
Feather touch on his sanity.
Mm-hmm. And Dooku doesn't just give him, like, the little tap to send him off. He gives him a full fucking, like, shockwave to throw his ass down into the darkness. Because he makes Voss relive the moments of Quinlan, moments of, like, Quinlan being forced to feel and watch the entire events of Ventress killing Thalm.
Yep.
He's being made to watch that because, again, psychometry is a bitch.
Now here's the thing. It's not like he's forced to do it. He can choose to not read something. It's just that
the problem is it's especially he wanted to know, and it's also the fact that with weapons they are more attuned. With weapons are expressly used not. That's one of the reasons why Voss was so shaken up when he picked up one of the nightsister bows and saw the carnage Grievous undertook on Dathomir.
Yep.
Because tapping into weapons versus tapping into a just random necklace or something, you're gonna tip ever deeper into the dark side by doing that. And it didn't help that Quinlan also basically ignored Ventress's warning about not going full send into the dark side.
Yep.
You can't go full send into the dark side. Even the most experienced of Sith, no, you don't go full send into the dark side.
No, it's a bad time.
Because otherwise you lose yourself to absolute darkness when you do that. You lose yourself to... I was very impulse hate, and I was so tempted to continue. I heard you start doing it, and I'm just the inner metalhead taking my brain started going. I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it, but I can't because fucking goddamn you copyright bullshit.
That's right. But now it's been long enough. You could finish it now.
No, I'm not. We're past it now. Moment's past. Moment's past.
Too late.
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, Quinlan is peered in. He took the whole like peered into the abyss, and the abyss stared back type bullshit. He absolutely has fallen at this point because because he's even got the whole like visible dark side corruption in his eyes. Because that's one defining note of somebody who is truly forsaken themselves to the dark side, is the way their eyes start to almost glow this blood-rimmed yellow. It was blood-rimmed yellow was the express descriptor that they used.
Yep. Got them yellow eyes.
That's the other reason. That's the big thing when we see Anakin on Mustafar after he kills the entire Separatist Council in Revenge of the Sith. Like, that's when he's truly beyond... That's when he's truly fallen off the deep end.
Yes.
He has absolutely consumed himself into the dark side in order to...
The only person who was able to do that and not actually fucking lose their whole shit was Sidious.
Yeah, because...
He still retained a sense of self, but he still had, like, the yellow eyes.
And that's because Sidious has been doing this shit for years.
True.
He's had years of training to tempt him to temper himself and prepare for temper that inner darkness. I think that's a big I mean, Sidious in the first place. We ever actually do an episode dedicated to that motherfucker, dude, he is an absolute fucking monster.
Oh yeah.
Even as a little kid, that dude was like
Horrendous.
fucking Bane thought Bane wants to claim he was born in the darkness, molded by it. This boy, this motherfucker, was straight up born in the darkness. He was born for darkness. He was born as the embodiment of everything that the dark side stands for. Not to be confused with the Sith Emperor, who was literally so evil, even the dark side had to say, dude, you need to chill the fuck out.
Dude, calm down.
You've been doing this shit for over 10,000 years. You need to fucking chill.
Then he didn't. He
And
never
then
chilled.
and then him and all three of his reincarnations fucking died.
He never chilled until the very end when he got...
When they killed him mind, body, and spirit.
They got him golden experienced, dude.
They killed him mind, body, and spirit. That's gonna be a cool... That's gonna be a fucking awesome one to go over when we start doing Old Republic shit. Going over the whole death of the Sith Emperor and everything. That's gonna be a fucking amazing one.
Gonna be fun.
But yeah, that's Ventress has lost her mans to the darkness because Dooku's a fucking prick.
No.
And now he's actively trying to kill her because he is so far fucking sunk in that he literally is not coming back from this.
Yeah. It's not great.
And it's even worse when you realize that as she's escaping, the bounty hunters caught Dooku.
Oh yeah, like in a net, fucking stuck him. He was
like they had
did
it
a good
all
job.
but fucking caught. They were ready to like haul this man off to deal with him.
Wasn't their job to kill him.
They could have. They 100% fucking could have.
Oh,
Ventress had
absolutely.
every opportunity to fucking end that man's whole career. Fucking get that man for ruining her man's.
Yep. But instead,
She ran off.
and she's looking at him like maybe it's a joke. Well, it's a sign. Maybe he's still trying to like
I
do
can
the thing where
fix
she
him.
kills him. I can fix him. And she's like, "There's still light in him. I can feel it."
She
I know
says,
there is.
literally tearing up in the process.
Yep. There's still good in him. I can feel it.
Every ounce of lie that she could possibly muster.
She really wanted to believe.
It was like, there's not many like really heartbreaking moments for me throughout Star Wars. That's one of them. Like there are some sad, depressing moments. There's none that are like really heart-wrenchingly like. There's none that are really like so overwhelmingly heartbreaking that even I've like, yo, this is messed up. This was fucked.
Yeah.
She didn't fucking deserve that nonsense.
No. I felt so bad for her, dude.
Like after the fuck shit she's had to endure her whole life, to have that be an additional fucking mark on basically the pain train that is her life. Just
she's had it rough for a really long time, and it doesn't get
had
better.
it rough since she was born. From the
Never
moment
gets better.
her life never gets better. It's awful. Anytime she reaches that moment of happiness, it is crumpled and destroyed by somebody else. It's fucked, dude. I really feel bad when it feel real bad, especially after that. Whenever I see the moments in Clone Wars when Ventress really gets shafted like that.
Yeah.
Because Ventress is one of those characters that at least when I got older, I started to really get attached to Ventress more. I saw her and Ahsoka really kind of come in as like the focal points of the Clone Wars, and it really their changes and their stories growing throughout those events are kind of why I loved Clone Wars growing up.
Yeah.
Getting to see the sprightly young Padawan and this absolute freaking banshee of a dark acolyte just going head to head at times when having to fight down different paths, seeing more and more of them throughout the story and seeing how they change, how they progress and overcome, when you really kind of see their big pivot points for when their big changes happen. Like Ventress when Dooku has to discard her, and Ahsoka, I think Ahsoka's is probably when I want to say Ahsoka's big moment is probably when okay, I really, because there's a lot of like Ahsoka's more like the entire story for her. Like she gets a lot of like smaller like rising points throughout the story. I can't nail a specific one that really marks like this was her big defining like pivot moment that really sharpened her character up. But I don't think there's anyone that does until the end of the series.
Yeah.
Till the end of the Clone Wars when Order 66 happens. Like, that's her big moment. That's when she really has to freaking, like, come into her own and really stand up against this awful fucking moment. She has to overcome the worst possible event that she could. Because, you think about it, she's one of the many Padawans that were basically raised through war. She's a war child, for all intents and purposes.
Child soldier.
And she having to go through that and having to go through this whole big series of conflicts only for the people who have basically become her brothers to all but turn on her for no reason. All of a forced accord. Like, they don't even have the choice when that fucking chip happens. Their ability to think their any other thought than what that chip does to them. It's just that's why I think the chip is a lot more of a disgusting factor when it comes down to the clones and how Order 66 happens versus what happens other in Legends, where it's just like they had a specific array of various like orders that they were trained to obey if ever they came about. And one of them specifically was Order 66, being if the Jedi ever decided to overthrow the Republic and the Chancellor, then they were the line of defense to stop them.
Yeah. I'm still under the assumption that, like, Palpatine is an evil piece of shit.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
But he's evil with purpose?
In Legends.
In Legends, true.
In fucking canon, this man's just evil for the sake of evil.
So far.
There's been no reason to the contrary.
So far. If they ever do bring in, which I doubt they will, the Yuzong Vong.
They never will.
It will be a evil for a purpose. It all hinges on the Yuzong Vong.
Or some other stupid fucking extragalactic threat.
Yeah, like Abeloth.
Which, based on the Ahsoka series...
I want them to do Abeloth so bad.
Based on the Ahsoka series and what may be coming in Season 2, that may not be a far cry.
I'm sorry, are they teasing Abeloth and Ahsoka?
Yeah.
No, I have to watch Ahsoka! I was hoping I could skip that one.
I mean, the plus side is you get your blue boy. We get our glorious blue boy in canon. We get to see him in live action.
Yeah, but like...
We get to see our glorious blue boy in action.
Is he cool?
He is very fucking cool.
Alright.
Because it's there's a scene in there where they're getting ready to ship out. Like, they're prepping the Chimera to link up with a big fucking super hyperspace ring to bring them back to the known galaxy. And they get word that Ahsoka Tano is on the planet and they're coming this way. And Thrawn pauses for a moment like, Ahsoka who? I must have misheard you for a second. Who? Because he knows exactly who Ahsoka is, because he knows who her master is.
Yup.
And he knows that if she's here, they are on a timetable now, and that timetable just got crunched.
True. I want there to just be a Thrawn show.
Well, there's gonna be a movie for him if they do whatever they're gonna do. If Filoni does what he's doing with the fucking Mandoverse, or whatever the fucking dumb shit they're trying to call it. I don't know. We're, again, trying to pad out to avoid the inevitable here.
I love this book. I do. This is probably one of my favorite Star Wars books.
You were very much talking about all the excitement you had for it.
It makes me incredibly depressed.
It is not a very happy ending for this book.
No.
This one's a very, very big, like, heart-wrencher. This one's a tragedy through and through.
Tragedy.
Because after Ventress loses Boss and they have to run off, there's a multitude of shit that happens that, in smaller part, can be overlooked for the greater sake of Boss has joined the Separatists under the guise of a new alias, Admiral Enigma.
Which, I'm not gonna lie, kind of a badass name.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cringe, but that's why I like it.
it's that right level of cringe.
It's the correct amount of cringe.
It's Jake approved cringe.
Yep.
It's Jake approved cringe.
It's cringe in all the best ways.
The irritated avian seal of approval cringe. Yeah, the Republic's having to deal with this new threat now, because not only are they having to deal with Dooku and his nonsense, and Grievous and his bullshit, they have to deal with this new motherfucker who's come up out of nowhere, and all the while, they still have no clue where Voss is.
Yep. They're sort of like, whose man's is this? Whose is this General Enigma, or Admiral Enigma? Whose is this dude? Also, where's Voss?
Also,
never put two and two together.
Never put two and two together until Obi-Wan comes to Ventress and asks her, like, what happened with you and Voss?
Oh, no, he didn't even ask. She showed up.
No, because he found her at a bar, remember? He came out to find her, because she went fucking silent. Like,
No. No, she showed up in the bar while he was waiting for Voss to show up. He was waiting his appointed time, and instead of Voss, it was Ventress. And he's like, why are you here? She goes, I have some news.
Got some bad news. I've got some news for you.
I got some news, and you're not going to like it.
Got some news, and bad doesn't begin to describe it.
It's not a good time out here.
So, it's at that point they have to lead this fucking, like, rescue effort for Voss. They plan to lead this fucking rescue effort with Ventress to go and save Voss, and then they get him back. All the while, basically unabated. Like they're unhindered in their ability to retrieve him until they get to the escape, and then there is some complications.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, minimal distress is had.
Yep.
And Voss goes back to the Order. Like, nothing ever fucking happened.
Yep.
Completely disregarding Ventress entirely, by the way.
Yep. Something is wrong with him. No.
Fuck.
He's fine. What do you mean he's fine?
He's fine. He said so.
The man who is bad says he's good. Duh.
Then they go off and Voss gets involved with some smaller engagements throughout the Clone Wars. One of which is a little expeditionary retrieval mission to the space station, where Anakin, Obi-Wan, Dash, and I think there was one other Jedi there.
No, it was.
It was Anakin, Obi-Wan, Dash, Quinlan, and
no, it was just the 4 of them.
Was it just the 4 of them?
Yeah, a bunch of clones. 4 of them and a bunch of clones.
They go there, then all of a sudden, while they're investigating this like asteroid fuel base or whatever, all of a sudden, while Voss has seemingly disappeared out of nowhere,
he went to go check ahead. He wanted to see how much stuff was there, and how big the cavern went in this asteroid,
and how big he could make it explode. I mean, how many of the fuels got lost in there?
Yeah, it's crazy how the droids set us up the bomb.
The droids who were, by the way, nowhere to be seen because they came in unhindered again. And then the entire fucking refinery base or whatever the fuck it was suddenly lighting up in a cascade of fucking fire.
Crazy how that happened.
Killing several thousand clones in the process. Well, the Jedi were all able to escape, and a good chunk of the clones made it out. A good majority did not, and the entire base was lost.
Yup. Bad time.
So now they're starting to raise more questions like, yo, Voss, what happened? I thought you said you were going to check ahead. Did you find some, like, mines or something? Yeah, they laid, like, a trap or something. It was crazy.
Weird how they did that.
Totally didn't have an entire pack of explosives in my fighter. It's fine.
No, it's fine. I didn't stuff 30 pounds of C4 in my robes. I was just happy to see you.
The detonite packs were for a celebration afterwards.
Yeah, it was gonna be like fireworks, dude. I was gonna toss them like seismic charges out the back of my fighter. I just wanted to hear the bomb. That's all I wanted.
So they reach out to Ventress again, and they're like, "Yo, Voss isn't right. I think you were onto something." And she, at this point, who has basically all but disregarded them and Voss, is like, "I fucking told you so.
You motherfuckers, I told you, and you didn't believe me.
This is what happens when you try to say you're right just because somebody said so.
I told you it was a bad time." They're like, well, we'll give him another thing to do. And he can do this one, and it'll be good.
And then he does it, and then it's bad.
Yeah.
And they're like,
I mean, he did it. I forgot which that one was. That was the, he blew up the asteroid, and then they had him do something else. Oh, the listening post.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we found a listening post for Dooku. And he's like, oh, cool. Yeah, you're going to go and find out. And then he went in and went, huh, weird. It's abandoned. I wonder why that happened. Here, Quinlan, you can touch this item and then tell us what happened. He went, oh, yeah, they just left. They just decided to not want to be here anymore. And and all the data is destroyed. There's nothing left. The only thing that's left is shit that can be read through psychometry, which means he's the only one who can tell them what happened.
Yeah.
Ah, convenient.
It's crazy how that works.
It's weird how he knows what happened.
Then they come upon the idea of we need to sit Voss down and have a chat. We need an intervention. We need to have an intervention
with this boy.
We need an intervention here. And so they call Ventress up again.
She's like, I'm telling you, that motherfucker ain't real.
Everything is wrong here, and you guys are literally just too blind to see that.
Yeah. And I will not be a part of this.
Even though she ends up being a part of it anyway.
Well, yeah, because
it's her boo.
She's gotta save him. The only way she knows how.
By diving into dangerous bullshit to
fuck up everybody else and herself.
Yeah, she does it. Well, at first it's murder.
First, yeah, it's murder.
First it's hey.
Then he manages to pull the typical psychological trip of look, I'm really good. I'm just trying to help kill Dooku. There's some secret Sith or some shit or other. We need to stop him.
Yup.
There's a guy higher than Dooku on the totem pole here. He needs to be stopped, not just Dooku.
So what we'll do is we'll take me and Ventress will go and try and assassinate Dooku again.
And then they fail again.
And then they pull a whoopsie.
More specifically, Voss pulls a whoopsie.
Yeah, I mean, for Voss, it wasn't a whoopsie. That was very much on purpose.
And the Republic, and then Obi-Wan, Dash, and Anakin show up and is like, alright, we knew this shit was gonna happen, let's bring him in.
Yep.
And they do. They bring Dooku and Ventress. They do bring Dooku and Ventress back in. They have Dooku and Voss held on the ship in basically solitary. They're locked away.
They will have him in solitary.
They had him locked away, and then
they had him all prepped and ready to go to jail.
Then Voss got a little
whoopsie.
And then there was another whoopsie, which resulted in the death of several clones and Dash.
Yeah. I still don't know what race Dash is. I know they say it, but I tried to look it up and I can't see it.
Don't remember off the
All I know is that they're like fuzzy little like man bears, but they have a stinger.
What's the name of them?
They're I don't remember the name. I remember what they're described as. They're described as like bugbears, but they have a hidden stinger, and that if they pull the stinger out, the poison kills them and also kills whatever they're trying to sting. They're like bees. When I first heard about the stinger, I was like, they're bee people. And then I heard Dash, and I was like, that doesn't sound like a bee.
Maron apparently is the species.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They got genocided. They don't exist.
They're like weird fox people, apparently.
Yeah, but they have a stinger.
Yeah.
So my first thought was like, they're like bees because they have a stinger. And then I heard them describe what Dash looks like, and I was like, that sounds like a bugbear. Like there's fur and like a snout. And I was like, oh, okay, so not bees then. And then Dash is like, it's time! And you're like, wait, Dash, don't!
Physical characteristics for distinctions of them. They have four-fingered hands, vulpine ears, a keen sense of smell, and a venomous stinger.
Yep, they're fox people that sting you to death.
Fox people.
They're fox people with bee stingers.
Yep. But yeah, that's yeah. Yeah, Dash kind of bites it there.
Yeah.
Trying to help save Voss, he kind of bites it at Voss's own hand, by the way.
True.
Then Dooku and Voss escape with Ventress's help. So the Jedi believe that Ventress has been in on it the whole time. Because she just fucking abruptly leaves because Dooku and Voss are together and they run into her ship. And they book it for Christophsis, which is the planet they're they're in orbit over.
Yep.
They are shot down above the planet.
Yep.
To which Ventress and Voss are able to... It was supposed to
be a grazing shot. Well, yeah, that's what happened. She fucking moved weird at the last second, got shot in the engines.
And then all of a sudden... And then Dooku in the process is like... Dooku in the process got fucked by that whole thing.
Oh, yeah. No,
Dooku is literally, at this point, one good little effort to being extra fucking dead.
The deadest anyone has ever been.
They have the window right now to kill this motherfucker. But Voss is still very determined on this second Sith Lord.
He knows there's gotta be one.
And
I mean, he is right.
he is right, but Ventress is more prioritized. Like, we were supposed to just kill Dooku and then we could go be happy.
Yeah, we could have our happy ending. All you had to do was end this man.
This man had to die and we could be happy. And then they get chased by the fucking clones and Obi-Wan and Anakin into a massive fucking spire tower thing, and they get trapped up in there. Because the Republic lands an entire fucking army to hunt them down.
Oh yeah, as you should.
And all the while, Obi-Wan
fallen
is
Jedi Master, a Sith Master, and a powerful assassin. Yeah, send the military. They gotta go.
The army, send them now. Need all the battalions on the ground this instant. Which they fucking did. And then Windu comes up out of nowhere. Is just like, alright, so Voss is obviously fucked in the head, so we gotta kill all of them. Meanwhile, Obi-Wan is over here trying to fight for Voss and Ventress' sake. Just like, we're trying to make sure everybody except Dooku makes it out of this. Yeah,
Yep.
So just kill them all. In fucking typical damn Windu fashion. God, I hate Windu.
Is so dark side, it's crazy.
God, I hate Windu so much.
He's a real piece of shit.
I can't even find many redeeming notes for him in Legends. There's not much I could say redeeming about him in Legends. The only real cool factors for Windu are the fact he was the first person with he was one of the first people with a non just blue or green lightsaber as a Jedi.
Yeah.
And
that was it.
He also got one of the coolest fucking action sequences in Genndy Tartakovsky's Clone Wars movie.
Yeah.
Where he absolutely, bare knuckle fucking boxing through an entire fucking legion of droids. The way he absolutely dismantles an entire army was so fucking badass. And he dismantles, almost an entire quarter of them barehanded.
Yeah.
Literally barehanded. He's killing entire fucking legions of droids. It's so cool. Dude literally looks at a fucking mound of droids, uses the Force to pull the screws out of their bodies to fucking cause them to be dismantled. He pulls every nut and bolt out of their fucking body to dismantle them. That was dope as shit. And then proceeds to throw the scrap into an entire fucking platoon marching up on him.
Yeah. Dude, okay. Windu, dopest fighter the Jedi have.
Mm-hmm.
He's so cool.
He is definitely up there in, top 10 for best fucking brawlers of the Jedi. However, as an individual, fuck Windu.
Yeah. Yeah.
As a person, fuck Windu.
He's a piece of shit.
Windu is the entire reason everything is bad.
Yeah.
It's not even Palpatine.
Why Voss fell.
And also why Anakin fell.
Yeah.
He's also the reason Boba ends up doing what he does.
Yeah.
Inadvertently, but still, he's the reason Boba Fett does what he does.
Traced back to Windu being a shit.
Everything is Windu's fault.
It's either Windu being a shit or Palpatine being a shit.
He's the reason Qui-Gon died!
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't just train it. He wouldn't take Anakin to fucking train him.
Yeah. I sense much darkness in this child. You mean like you, Mace? I think you're projecting. You fuck.
Oh, we love Samuel Jackson, but fuck Windu, dude.
Yeah, no, Sam. Here's the thing: characters written really well.
Oh yeah,
characters acted really well.
Oh yeah.
He's written to be a douche.
He's written to be a fucking douche. Anakin was within his right. That's the fuck part too. When you think about the big pivotal moment for how Palpatine could have been stopped, it all came down to Windu. Because Windu was so dead set on killing Palpatine, when Anakin was the only one thinking with his head on straight.
Yeah. We need to take him alive. He's too dangerous. Dog, we're Jedi. What the fuck? Take him alive.
This man just killed 3 Jedi Masters. And that stopped you fuckers from... What?
Oh, dude. What a shitter.
That stopped you fuckers before? I hate Windu. I hate him so much.
He is...
He's one of
He's
the
like-
5... He's one of the 5 reasons the Jedi are... What you would consider the modern day Jedi are fucked.
Yes.
He's one of the 5 reasons the modern day Jedi are fucked.
He is...
He's here raising... Shh. God damn it.
What?
Nick's out here in the fucking chat again,
Oh.
and he literally is like, he's here, raise the laser gates.
Oh, I love that that's the next meme. It's great.
That's we had Wen's Kessel, now we've got he's here, raise the laser gates.
He's here, raise the laser gates. Oh, perfect.
Oh
Perfect.
my
Good
God.
times. Good times.
I wish we could go back into that recording and we actually get like the audio clip of that
Yes.
one line.
Yep.
And
Go back, read the
use
audio
that as
clip
a
for it, and then
we
use
add
it as
that
a
to a
redeem.
fucking we use it as a fucking soundboard.
Yep. Dude, put it as a redeeming for your chat.
Yeah.
He's here, raise the laser
fucking
gates. No!
fucking have it as a Twitch sub. No, have it as a sub notification. He's
Yes,
here.
yes.
Raise the laser gates.
Oh, fuck, that's funny.
Well, barreling towards the end of this awful, depressing shit show. We are Voss and Ventress, who have been inside this spire the whole time, while clones outside are preparing to open fire with their ATT Ewalkers.
Yep.
The clones outside are ready to go barreling into the spire or bring it down, one and the other.
True.
Ventress and Voss are trying to figure out, like, what the fuck are they even doing at this point? Because Voss is out here trying to figure out what's going on, how he can get a hold of, how he can find out who this mysterious Sith Lord is. And Ventress just wants to kill Dooku and be done with this. So she can go back to either her life, or she can get her man's back.
Yep. Preferably
The latter.
Preferably man's back.
Preferably kill Dooku and get her man's back, but at this point she was willing to take either or.
Yeah.
Because she's just so fucking done with this bullshit. And even more so when Dooku does actually reach out to Sidious. And they're sitting there listening and watching the call go on.
Well, they're watching, but they can't hear.
They can't hear too much, no. But that again is also because the Republic is outside fucking firing on the spire.
Wait, no, this call happened
Is it
before that.
before that?
Yeah, they were running through the woods and they backed Ventress.
Or they got into the
to the
spire.
side.
Well, I remember they got into the spire, and that's why they needed these. That's why they went into the spire, because without that, they weren't getting a transmission out to get a transport.
No, no, this was the one with Obi-Wan, right?
This is on Christophsis.
Yeah, this is the one where she talks to Obi-Wan through the communicator. He's like, "Hey, Like, just fucking stop running. Turn yourselves in. And she's like, no, I think he's actually still going through with the plan. Like, just give us more time.
Yeah, that's right. They're fighting between this back and forth freaking situation. And it's after they finally start firing on the Spire is when everything really gets fucked, essentially.
Yeah.
Because the entire Spire is being brought down upon them. And Ventress and Voss are both in, like, very critical condition after that. Like, everybody's fucked. Because the entire Spire is burning. They're getting caught under rubble and shit. Ventress is basically all but on the fringe of death, almost.
Yeah, she's having a rough time. Dooku's having an even worse time. She's
And
taking
Voss is
satisfaction
also
in the fact that
fucking
Dooku's limping.
suffering. Voss is also suffering.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they had the tower fall on them.
Where you were like, Ventress, you were noting Ventress and Dooku, and I just had to add Voss there. So it's like, yeah, Voss is also out here suffering.
Yeah, Voss is also not having a good time.
Nobody in there is having a good time.
They should stop.
But they don't. And it's after that point that I think Voss eventually decided that he was going to go through on attacking Dooku. Or at the very least, he was given little other choice.
No, that wasn't even it. No, what happened was they finally make it to like the last little holdout, the little like protection dome,
Little like bunker or whatever.
Yeah. As they run into the bunker dome, Dooku gets shot in the back by a clone, and they're like, "Oh hell yeah!" Or Ventress is like, "Yeah, Dooku got shot. Fuck yeah! I hope he bleeds out and dies."
And Voss is over here like, "Yo, we gotta go fucking help him."
Stick a thumb in it. Stick a thumb in it. We can't let him die. And Ventress is like, "Why not? That was the plan." So she's like, Voss runs out to go and like fight the clones to buy them time for Sidious's ship to come in. And Voss and Ventress and Dooku are both laying on the floor, and she's literally putting too much pressure on the wounds just to make him hurt. She's like, "You motherfucker, it's all your fault. You did all of this." She's not wrong.
She's not. In no way is she actually wrong here.
Eventually, like, Voss comes back inside. He's like, "Okay, yeah, we can do this. Everything's gonna be okay." And that's when Dooku decides to pull the old double cross.
Zap.
After Ventress has like a moment of clarity, where like she can see all the possible futures through the Force.
The moment where Dooku decides to hit Voss with the good old zappy zap.
Yep.
And in the process,
jumps in the way.
Ventress jumps into the lethal burst of it, because Dooku's hitting it with like strings of it that would have just caused him to feel intense pain. But then he like, alright, well, I guess you just die now. And Ventress catches the lethal bolt, killing her instead.
Yep. Not right away, though.
Not right away, but it which leaves Voss with the last moments with her as she fades away. Voss gets caught with the last words of Ventress, where she once again professes her love to him and ultimately dies in his arms.
Yep.
Dooku once again managing to escape, so the entire venture all for nothing.
Yeah.
Do not find out about the second Sith Lord. They lose Dooku. Ventress dies. Everything's awful.
Yeah. It's the worst outcome.
It's the worst ending.
But at the very end, Voss does make it back to the light, which is
does make it back to the light, and then brings Ventress back to Dathomir as the place where he makes her grave, essentially, in the waters where the sleeper was.
I'm gonna bury you with the fishes.
Well, you wanted to stay with your clan. I will make sure that your legacy, you get to stay with your legacy kind of deal.
Yep.
Want to bring you back to your home.
I'm gonna
since you
bury
never
you
got
with your
to...
sisters.
I'm gonna bring you back to your home because you've lived your life without it.
Yep. And it's so fucking depressing.
It is
The whole thing
is absolutely one of the more like really sad books that we'll be going through.
I mean, I am not gonna lie. That very scene where Ventress is like, "I still love you," you know, and she's dying, and he's crying, and Ventress is like, I cried. I was like, "Oh fuck, man! How could no? Oh, this sucks. It's bad everywhere."
Yep.
There's no good ending.
There is no good ending there. But then again, this was a tragedy story. This is not a simple. This is not just a romance story here.
Yeah. It sure was a tragedy.
Yeah, it was.
Ugh.
But that's pretty much Dark Disciple.
Yeah.
Overall, one of the better books to go over for like canon books. It's one of the best of canon's like novels to be offered. Do I think that it's one of those that could be? Do I think there's any way that it could have played out differently? Who knows? But what I do know is both of those characters are still running around because Disney can't just leave characters to die.
No.
You can't just leave a character to rest and be done with it. And when it comes to Quinlan, it's only through Kenobi that we even find out that Boss is alive.
Which is a shame.
Because otherwise it's left completely ambiguous if he actually survived the Battle of Kashyyyk. Which is still where he went missing at, but it was left more ambiguous if he actually did survive or not. Only in Kenobi do we find out the truth. Which is even more fucked because they did actually keep even with the addition of like his relationship with Ventress, they still kept the whole bit about him going off with Colleen Hens in that book. They kept that as part of his story after he leaves and escapes the fucking Battle of Kashyyyk. Like they kept that part in, so I don't know if that's gonna be one of the fucking retcons that they will keep in. I don't know if that's gonna be one they'll keep in or not, but who knows. Time will tell, because both their stories may come to there may be more to their stories yet. And I know when they brought Ventress back in Bad Batch, when they brought her back there, the remarks they had was like, we want to do more with this character. Not even that, we wanted to do more with this character, we want to do more with this character.
Yes.
So obviously they have plans in place for Ventress moving forward. What that shit entails, I do not know. Maybe we'll fucking see her in the finale game for Cal Kestis' story. Because there's still that game looming around the corner.
Yep.
Maybe she'll get a comic series.
It would be cool to see Ventress in the
Mandoverse bullshit.
I was gonna say the Jedi Survivor verse.
That's what I was saying. Like that finale for Cal's story, because there's only one more game that they're gonna make for that. There's only one more game to that series. They've stated, and they've been adamant about that they're only gonna make it a trilogy. So Cal only has one more game in his little story. Based off how the last game went, they better redeem themselves on how they end their stories, because fuck me, dude.
Yeah.
Fallen Order was awesome. I loved Fallen Order. I loved playing through Survivor. the ending for Survivor sucked. Awful.
Yeah. I haven't played through all those games. But,
Well, that'll
from
be
what I've-
part of
from what
our
I've-
fucking... That's
From what I've
content for the
heard,
fucking future.
they're not great for endings.
I think the first one's ending is fine. The ending for the first one is fine because it basically opens up the path of, like, here's where we could go with more stuff in the future. Like, we can go with more stuff with this group moving forward. There is room to grow because they all managed to survive nearly getting got by Vader. They managed to dodge a bullet, and now they're off doing their own thing. They've had a time skip of like 5 years, and that's where Survivor takes place. Because around the time the events of Jedi Survivor is happening, Kenobi and Solo are also happening. For like frame of reference on the timeline. Both the Kenobi series and the Solo movie are occurring by the time the events of Survivor are going down. Because all of that is around 10 BBY. So.
It'll be fun.
We'll eventually
know more
go
of her
through
story.
them. Hopefully we get more of it. Because if they
I
do
need
plan-
more. I need closure.
Honestly, yeah, I would like that since they... Because I was glad that we actually got it with Dark Disciple, and then seeing her come... That was, I think, one of the biggest reasons I had a you moment for a moment. I had one of those, like, hard, heated moments against Disney when I saw Ventress come back. While other people were, like, super impressed, I was fuming.
Yeah.
Especially because, you know, I write stories. I do that shit on the side. And seeing them basically upend her entire fucking story to bring her back.
Yeah.
Revive the character and then just leave, then just bring her back into the field to do more with them. Like, this isn't Dragon Ball. You can't do that shit like that.
Yeah.
You have to have, like, some very special reason for that character to come back. If a character comes back like that, there has to be a very special reason, and there has to be a very specific tie to another character with them.
Yeah. I agree.
Because one of the reasons is, like, she shows up out of nowhere. All because she got word from, I guess it was Fennec Shan, puts a notice out, like, hey, I got these clothes who have this kid who may be of interest to you. And that's how Ventress finds them.
That'd be cool.
Like, that's the entire reason she goes off to fight him in the Bad Batch. Is Fennec Shan puts a notice out like, hey, these guys I found some clones with this kid that may be interesting to you. Because they believe that because they were trying to find out what the deal with Omega was, why the Empire was after her, what the fuck midichlorians were. Because they only refer to him as M-Count. Throughout the entire time of processing, like, her DNA and a bunch of other kids' DNA, they were trying to find out the M-Count of her DNA.
M-Count feels gross.
Does.
I don't like that. Oh, okay. I'll also say this. The fact that they introduced metachlorians at all sucks shit.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that. Because now you can just base it on, oh, what's their M count? Oh, it's over 9,000. It's just a power level, and I hate it.
It's alright, just like power levels, it's bullshit.
Yeah. Except when it's not.
Looking at you, Skywalker.
Ugh.
That's the only time it's ever mentioned, either. Until Bad Batch, they don't do anything else with it. Which is all the more fucked when you consider that... That's all the more fucked when you consider the fact that apparently some, like, really fucking wild drafts that Lucas wrote up for, like, Episode 7 and shit were supposed to have, like, Darth Maul involved, and they were gonna be focusing on, like, what midichlorians were in deeper meaning and some dumb shit like that.
No. Oh my god. Here's the thing. As much as I hate Disney, because I do, I hate them a lot.
Yeah.
I also hate it when writers assassinate their own fucking works. Like, I get it. It's your IP. You made it. You can do what you want with it. But like, dog.
Well, it's even funnier when you say that, because from Empire Strikes Back onwards, that's basically what happened.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember that they rewrote the entire script for Empire Strikes Back. In the middle of production, they rewrote and had to redo the entire movie.
Now, the real question is, did they make it better? Because Empire Strikes Back is obviously the best one.
So, biggest changes that I recall were Luke and Leia were never going to be siblings.
Okay.
Leia was not going to be Force sensitive in any way.
I don't like that as much.
Luke's actual sister was going to be part of the big trilogy that would follow the original trilogy.
Ah, so it would have been...
and Palpatine still would have returned.
Yeah, man.
And he would have actually been the big bad again. Instead of just some shadow figure like Snoke or Kylo Ren.
I would actually prefer it if they just right off the bat was like, yo, it's Palpatine again. Other than making all of these other more interesting characters and then having it be Palpatine.
That was part of the reason Andy Serkis was so pissed off about his role as Snoke. Was like, they built up all this hype for this character. Nobody knew what the deal with this character was, and that they just killed it.
Yeah. Oh my god. Having
Actually,
Snoke be the big bad would have been really cool.
Because it introduces some like new concepts.
He's interesting. Yeah.
If they had played into the idea of the new characters instead of trying to pull back and do this whole like old is good, new is old
nostalgia
bullshit.
Bait. Just nostalgia bait, the whole thing.
Fucking JJ. I want to give some shit to I want to give most of the shit to Rian Johnson for throwing us down this rabbit hole, but
yeah.
I also have to point out a lot of the problems JJ had with what he was doing. Because he wasn't much better.
No.
Because he 100%...
Here's the worst part, is they're all like, we're Star Wars fans. And then you look at what they did and you're like, no, you're not.
No,
don't lie. Don't fucking lie to me.
Spielberg's a fucking bigger Star Wars fan than you ever will be.
Yeah.
Because he and fucking
like
George
they knew
Lucas...
what they were fucking doing.
Also because George Lucas and Steven Spielberg were fucking in each other's fucking pocket for the Indiana Jones movies. Like, they were back and forth throughout the entire production of Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
They are close confidants when it came to that nonsense. So it makes some sense there.
It's just, ugh. Here's the thing. I can't even say, like, I'm a real Star Wars fan, because if I was given the opportunity to make a movie, I'm sure I'd fuck it up too.
But that's just the nature of how...
I feel like I would have done a better job.
You at least would have been able to hit, I think we would have hit a lot larger scope in terms of trying to make good on a lot of the feeling of Star Wars, rather than just trying to capture the nostalgia of it.
Yeah.
So trying to capture the nostalgia, you're trying to capture the energy of Star Wars. That's the big difference with these movies.
Yeah, I don't want the nostalgia of it. I want
because that's something
the vibe. I want the Star Wars vibe.
Because that's the thing that I like between the original trilogy and the prequels, and I've come to appreciate more, is how different both of the energies of these two eras feel. The entire sequel trilogy just feels like the original trilogy, but worse.
It is the original trilogy. They have the Death Star run again.
It's
literally
just
almost shot for shot. They redo the whole goddamn thing.
I'm aware. It's exactly the exact problem that we're in right now. It's just a fucking mess. Being a Star Wars fan is agony right now.
Being a Star Wars fan is the worst. and I wish it wasn't that way. Sometimes I wish it don't be how it is, but it do.
But that's our fucking bit for Dark Disciple. That's the book club episode for today.
God, what a good book!
And to give everybody the heads up for next one, our next novel is going to kind of play up more of the interesting stories on characters and stuff, and to focus a bit more on what I tried to also give us some more Ventress time. We're gonna go into the Dooku Jedi Lost novel.
Ooh.
Which is not only a story of Ventress during her early days of apprenticeship under the Count, but also the story of what the Count's life was like before and how he fell to the dark side.
That's pretty good.
So,
Let me make sure I grab the right one. Hold on. I'm assuming it's just the one with like the profile, right?
Yeah. Well, my Audible, so I'm looking at the title.
Okay, never mind. It's the one with Ventress and Duke on the cover, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And I have a credit available. Hooray! Buy for 1 credit.
Hooray!
All right. Dooku Jedi Lost. Done. Got it.
Yeah. That'll be our book for next time. And
Hell yeah.
I'm excited to do this one because the guy who does the guy who actually plays like young adult Dooku is the same guy who does the Sith Inquisitor's male voice actor.
Okay. That's
Which I think is also a guy who does one of the Dragon Age voice actors, but I don't know. I've never played Dragon Age.
I think it's the guy who does Dragon. It's the first Dragon Age game. I want to say I can't remember his name, but it's like the first companion you get, the blonde-haired guy.
I have no idea. Like I said, I've never played Dragon Age, so I wouldn't fucking know.
Origins.
I was always Mass Effect over Dragon Age, and I continue to fight Crafty over this.
Is a better game.
I will continue to fight Crafty over that factor.
The Inquisition, or not Inquisition. Fuck. Dragon Age Origins, good game, solid game, probably way up there. Like it is a fantastic game. Every game that came after that was bad. Fight me.
I'm sure Crafty will try to.
Fight me in the comments.
I'm sure Crafty will try to. But y'all have the book for next time. We will see you all. I at least will see you all Monday for the game, for my playthrough, which I did have to swap out my New Republic playthrough and Thrawn's Revenge.
Aww.
Mostly because once again a playthrough got borked.
Oh. So
I'm not gonna go through the headache of trying to resalvage that playthrough.
That's fair.
But I will be doing a second attempt playthrough of a different game that I never actually got through all of it, even when I played it the first time. I did have a lot of fun doing so. I'm gonna do especially since it's got a new DLC out for it officially that came out last year. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing Rogue Trader.
Okay. I literally just bought that game last night. I'm gonna try it out myself.
Chad asked if you wanted to fucking join in for it, but I don't know.
It'll be exactly like Baldur's Gate, where it's gonna be like 30 different runs with different people.
I mean, in that instance, there's. I just make it you and me because I'm not going to pull anybody else in. Because in the first place, we'd have to go through the arduous task of figuring out who's playing what side characters. And I know for you probably will only play like 3 of them. So with games like this, I would like to play it by myself first. Mm-hmm.
So that way I know I get the story that I want to get out of it. and then I play with other people.
Yeah, because in this case, in this instance, you're actually probably gonna want that because the game only lets you do one of the custom characters, and then everybody else plays as the companions.
Oh, gross. Icky.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it makes sense because there's really only
There's only
one
there's only one rogue trader.
Yeah.
There's only going to be one rogue trader.
And that makes sense. This isn't a D&D party.
No. You would be playing as the other members of the crew in this one, which still works because you get to go around the game with everybody.
Yeah.
You get to cover more, you get more stuff done, and you get to interact a little more with it, so... Plus, you're still both getting to see the story unfold.
Yeah.
You're all still getting to see the story unfold. And unlike Baldur's Gate, this one actually lets you play with, I think it's up to 6 other people.
I mean, you can do it with Baldur's Gate, but you gotta have mods. I mean, you can have,
This one doesn't need mods.
You can have like 12 people.
You could have
gross.
You can have an entire party. You have an entire group of players to cover your entire like entourage. Like your active like retinue is the amount of players you have. And you get up to like 8 active people. You get like 7 others. You get like 7 others plus you.
That is pretty dope.
So, you get to play that whole retinue, essentially. And you can pick and swap the few others in that retinue. Because there are a few characters that you could either get or don't get. As much like Pathfinder, Kingmaker, and Baldur's Gate, your companions are not forced upon you. They are entirely optional. You could actually throw some of those motherfuckers away. Like, send them off, never to see them again.
I mean, you can do that in Baldur's Gate too, but it's more permanent, as in you kill them.
Yeah, in this case, they just go away
fucking
forever.
Die.
They just go away forever because you're lost in a whole sector that is rattled with intense warp storms.
Yeah. Isn't this the Chronos sector?
Yes.
The same from Dark Crusade?
Yes.
Hell yeah, dude. Awakening of the Necrons, baby.
Funny you fucking say that.
Oh, I'm sure it's full of Necrons. Once I read Chronos, I was like, full of Necrons. Dope.
Yeah, we will... Yeah, that's my playthrough that I'm gonna do. That'll be my playthrough I started up for Mondays in place of the New Republic playthrough. Because I do want to give Rogue Trader a full fair shake.
That's fair. Do you have the new DLC that they released?
Yes, that is part of the reason I want to do it, is because they have the new DLC released, and so I want to actually try that out and get the new companion. The new companion, I believe, is a Caluxus assassin.
Yes.
It's one of the weird ones, because not the sniper ones, like I had fucking hoped it would be, but because the fucking Vindicators are so cool.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's a Caluxus. I think it's
Calidus assassin.
Might be Calidus.
I'm pulling it up on the freaking.
I want to say whichever one's the shape-shifting one.
That I think is the. I don't know. I'm looking at it on the thing here.
Death cult.
They're all
it's just a death cult.
Just death cult assassins.
They don't tell you what she is. She's just a death cult assassin.
Hang on. I think the base game actually tells you what it. I think on the actual like base game store page it tells you. Or at least in the thing for the season pass, I think it tells you. You can pay. You fucking bastard. They had it as something else, I thought. I thought it was actually a specific one. No, I don't know. I'm not gonna fucking throw a tizzy back because I know the next one.
You'll probably find out if you go through her storyline what kind she is.
Probably. I mean, when I see what it is, and when I look back through the fucking Wikipedia page, I'll find out. I'll look for the fucking data sheet for whatever fucking assassin it's supposed to be in the agent's codex. But we're gonna leave it off on that one. I hope you all enjoy, and we will see you all in the next one. This has been the Freelancer, signing off until then. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye!